Let's see. I think we're live. Let's have a look.
It looks live.
It looks live.
It
I
looks.
think we're live.
I think we are. We have a. We are
I think
awake.
I think we're live. Let us know in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are doing all right. Let us know in the chat if we're live. Today we got a special guest. For the guys that don't know, shame on you. Just joking. We got the founder. We got Christoph in the building today, and we're gonna look at some charts. We're gonna do some questions today. Let us know in the chat if you guys are here. And yeah, let's kick it off here. Let's kick it off. Let us know who we got with us in the chat today. Redolf, Setas, DJ, Ryman. Awesome. You guys are all here already? That's lovely. That is lovely. Let me see.
Hey guys, hi everybody. I hope that everybody does well. Quite exciting times, I believe. You know, during summer, it's could be quite boring. I think it could be quite boring, but yesterday, and today already, we see some bigger moves on the crypto space, bigger moves as well in the metal market, and rarely, but sometimes it happens that I'm on the right side of the market and I don't have to fight. So gold and silver, I was actually long. Silver, I trade very, very light because the contract size is huge. I traded it through a CFD, to be honest. But that's stuff we can talk about today, but also let's say we can pick up every story, maybe biggest winners, biggest losers, questions regarding IQ Capital, but whatever you like. Okay, nothing will be hidden. Every question will be answered. Nobody will be insulted, but just positive vibes. And that's what I have in mind. I mean, in my age, you cannot handle negative vibes anymore because if you have gray hair, trading is stressful. So you need to have a solid work-life balance, I think. And thank you very much for taking the time. And Thomas as well, thank you very much for inviting me here today. And
Thank you for being here, Christoph, making the time for us to be here. Also, as the founder of IQ Capital, it's amazing to have you on the floor with us today. I truly appreciate it. And yeah, like you said, let's go over the market for a little bit. If you mind, then I'll share your screen, and you could go over some of the stuff that you've been looking at over the last couple of weeks. Let's go indeed over Bitcoin. Let's go over the metals. And all right, let's see. Let me know in the chat, everyone, if you can see the screen of Christoph. Press 1 in the chat if everything is looking all right, if everything is looking clean. It should be. Let us know. All right, Christoph, take it away.
All right. Okay. So maybe first of all, I'm a believer in quality and not quantity. So meaning when we talk about trading, talking about approaches, I'm a big believer in the top to down approach. So meaning that we try to look at a various amount of markets, but really be picky. I'm a guy, man. I mean, when you do trading all your life, you have some weird thoughts. And what I mean with weird thoughts is I kind of compare trading really with real life or dating even. Okay, so when I talk about dating, and Thomas, you're a young guy, you go to a bar on the weekend and there's a lot of, let's say, good looking people you find attractive. That's what the market is. A lot of attractiveness, but nothing to marry. Okay, probably very hard to find somebody to marry. And that's what the market is all about. You know, you have to be really picky and disciplined in what you do. And that's what I'm trying to achieve. So over the years, I've tried so many different trading approaches, some forced because of lack of money when I was very young. So I did a lot of mistakes, and we can talk about that as well. But one thing for sure has always been true. The more pickier I had been, the better the trade was. And I think with prop trading per se, especially, I know that you trade the NASDAQ. It's not so simple because you basically trade one instrument. And yes, you can be picky there as well. But you, me, everybody trades the NASDAQ in the future space. That's why I went back to my older trading behavior and tried to find for my bigger bets. I want to, let's say, do a better top-down analysis. So this is what I'm trying to do right now. And obviously, we cannot predict the future, right? So I
Yeah.
think this is very clear. We cannot predict the future, and overall we can only manage our risk. And this list on the right side, the symbol list here is basically the list, the list of main indices I'm watching. Okay, so on the
Yeah.
discretionary part, this is what I do. I would say from my real money accounts, 90% of money I trade fully automatically. So this is maybe also something we can discuss in the next couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
that's awesome. Yeah, I would love
Yeah,
to talk about
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, and that's not that I'm proud about it, because I was punished so often by the markets that
Yeah.
at some stage I realized this cannot go on anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the list, okay? And overall,
Yeah.
my structure is, there is a real structure in what I do. Okay, so overall, I
Mhm.
look at stock index markets every day. I try to paint a picture of synergies. So meaning,
Yeah.
let's say the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones, the Russell are kind of doing similar things. It will mean that we have more, let's say, the same kind of intentions of the market participants.
Yeah. 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 We have
When we have,
alignment in
let's
the overall structure, you mean? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
basically, let's say if you and me we push in the same direction, we will be stronger. We will have,
Yeah.
basically, we will have, let's say, we will have more success.
Yeah. I
Um,
see what you're saying.
yeah,
Makes a lot of sense. I love it.
exactly, and that's basically what I'm trying to do and adapt everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the index market, in the Rohstoff, so basically when it comes down to commodities, honestly, I just look at those. Okay,
Yeah.
I look at, because they have crude oil and gold has a lot of volume,
Mm-hmm.
and silver. I'm very picky because it's a large contract, and I'm
Yeah.
also had my have some stories to tell there. And in the crypto space, frankly speaking, I watch Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the others I
Mm-hmm.
have there, Ondo and Chainlink and AV, because I'm invested there. And
Yeah.
frankly speaking, in Ondo, I'm down 45%, something like this. Okay, I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
had on the 10th of October, not sure if you remember the day, there was this big crypto crash.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe go there. That's the that's the one.
Yeah.
Um, there I was, on the one hand unlucky, on the other hand I have to say lucky, because sometimes you just cannot manage risk, especially in the
Yeah.
decentralized exchanges.
Yeah.
But I just have this there to basically to watch it on the radar, because I'm invested.
Yeah.
But trading wise, I would say I really trade every day a handful of markets.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what I do. And my analysis basically every day starts on the Nasdaq,
Mm-hmm.
because you like it, Thomas, and the other reason is because the Nasdaq is a kind of leading indicator for the rest.
I
Okay, and there
agree.
was maybe
Yeah.
I talk about this a little bit. See, because I can talk about this also statistically. Maybe let's start this.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good
So
idea.
there was one trading system. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm a guy who believes in statistics. Okay, and let me just check where this is. Just needs the page a little bit to load.
Welcome everyone in the chat. For everyone who just tuned in, today we're live streaming together with the founder, Christoph, of IQ Capital, and we're looking at some charts. Christoph is a veteran in the market here, guys. So make sure to get your notebook out, take some notes, and definitely ask some questions. I also prepared a lot of questions about why he started trading, how his life is after he became what he's desired to become, and I've got a lot of questions here, guys. But make sure you also ask your questions. Now you have the chance to learn from someone that has been in the game for a really long time. Okay. Way longer than me. Okay, so you can learn a lot here. Make sure to ask your questions. Greetings to everyone who is in the chat. For the guys that said hello, hello to you too as well.
Hello. Okay, so I've learned a hard lesson that belly feeling is not the right approach. Meaning, when you have some ideas about what's happening in the markets, it's great that you try to feel out the markets, and sometimes short term it may work, but in the longer run you need some statistics. And I learned it took time, and looking back, I always kind of try to understand if I was just stupid or if I just didn't have the knowledge, or but in the end, I would say in 2007, 2008, something happened to me which was eye-opening, and that month, it was a month I had a hit rate, let's say a win rate of about 70%, and the last 2 days of that month, I lost everything what I made, and after this, when the month ended, I was, let's say, break even, or was down a little bit, and what happened there, that is that I was just freaking burned out, man. Okay, because I realized I don't have a real strategy, and I don't really. In the end, it was just feelings. What kind of help? How I wanted to read the market. And back in the days, this year there was a website and magazine which was called Futures Truth. Okay, and Futures Truth is a website which looks horrible. Okay, it has nothing to do with any fancy stuff here or whatever. It's a horrible website. But what they did is this is a page who tracked fully automated systems. Okay, and this is how it started, basically. I mean, when you look at this, I mean, no question, it's since 1985.
It looks terrible. It looks outdated.
It looks terrible. So it looks terrible. Hi, Marcus. So this is, but I kind of looked into it and I thought, hey, there are guys who trade automatically. I love it, because to trade fully automatically and make money, amazing, right? And I stumbled over Ricky. Okay, and Ricky is a guy. The page, as well as you can see, is horrible. So this RC 3200 is newer. He's a Hong Kong Chinese person, and he's a guy who, I would say, he's smart. Okay, he's really, looking back, I mean, he's smart, and it opened a little bit. So Ricky basically created a system which has as a leading indicator the Nasdaq. And why I bring this up is because you can download here an interview of him, of Ricky, for Futures Truth magazine out of the year 2010 of March, and here's an interview with the logic of it. Okay, and what he basically did is, he did not use any indicator. He did not use whatever. What he did, basically, he looked at the points and just did pure comparison. Okay, and I just will copy. I will copy in the link, or maybe if somebody
that would be awesome.
Is interested. Man, I cannot. I will send it to you, man. Okay, real quick.
Sounds good. I'll share it with you guys in the YouTube chat. I'll send it with you guys in the YouTube chat.
Ricky is a guy who kind of opened my eyes a little bit, and what I realized then is that people find different ways to approach the markets, but this was one I was trading in a long time, and it kind of is the belief, I would say, what I really have, that if stuff is in sync, there's synergy, there's stronger moves, and this in Futures Truth here. There's a top 10 rating here. I mean, it's a long time ago, but RC Beginner was one of the better ones over the years. I mean, I do this now all my life. You know, when I'm 45 right now, I mean, I do this now 25 years. I do know the guy who built the C day trader. This is a guy from the US, Keystone, Impetus, Big Blue, a TSL. I know personally all of them. I bought software of the guy who built TSL. It's a guy who is called Trading Systems Lab, for example, Systems Lab, Mike Barner. And I bought software from him, for example, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to become successful. And Mike Barner is a guy who built software. He was one of the pioneers when it comes down to machine learning. Whatever. Okay. In the end, what I can tell you is I would say the money what I had is I spent on educating myself. I spent on trying to find ways to to get multiple approaches. And Ricky Chung's software, basically, Ricky Chung's code was
Yeah.
basically led to my system, day trading system number one. Okay, because I
That's
like
awesome.
the approach of let's say understanding market behavior of multiple markets, and this is still, I
Mm-hmm.
believe, what I do have.
Yeah. So
And
when did
that's
you went to if I may ask, so you started with manual trading and eventually over the time you went into automatic trading. How did that go for you? How did you make the switch? When did you make the switch? Was it before you became like successful trading or was it afterwards? Like
I
how did that
became way
go?
more consistent. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
that's, I think, was important for me to understand, because I'm a guy, I think I can, out of 10 trading days, I will win 8.5, 9. Discretionary.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's
But
amazing.
those 1 or 1.5 days I lose can be
Mm-hmm.
heavy,
Yeah, yeah.
and it has a big mental strain on me.
Yeah, yeah.
And this part, I think, I had, the older I got, the more difficult it became to me to handle. This is one reason, and the other reason was really because back in the days there was no prop.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and when
Yeah, yeah.
prop started, so I mean, just be honest, man. Okay, when I was young, I started futures trading with $10,000 in my account. I was
Mm-hmm.
trading FDAX because I didn't know it better. Today
Mm-hmm.
you might say, Christoph, what are you doing? You start. This was 2005 or something, 2003
Yeah.
maybe 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in the end, man, it's completely insane. But I
Yeah.
didn't know it better. There was no micro
Mm-hmm.
contracts. There was just FDAX, Nasdaq, S&P, and
Mm-hmm.
in the end, there was. I think that I've learned so much stuff the wrong way.
Yeah.
So it's a literal blah, blah, sorry, it's so much stuff what I
Yeah, yeah.
what I what I learned the wrong way, that I could really write books about what you can do wrong. And
Yeah.
that's the reason why I wanted to build, let's say, IQ Capital, in order
Yeah.
to create something which helps you to learn the stuff the right way. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you learn wrong, you need twice or three times the amount of time to get it out of your system again.
Yeah, yeah, let's go over that instantly. It's like, what is like the main reason you started IQ Capital?
Okay, I can tell you.
Yeah.
First of all, IQ Capital was, I'm calling it, it's my second try in prop trading. So I created the
Mm-hmm.
trading pit in 2019, 2020, around that time,
Mm-hmm.
sold it. And then I have to say I was kind of fed up with prop trading, because it was
Mm-hmm.
not that I just sold it because I was so happy. I sold it
Mm-hmm.
because I was unhappy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I have to say that, I then looked a little bit more into the crypto space, and the crypto space per se
Yeah.
was interesting for me because technology-wise,
Mm-hmm.
decentralized, multiple liquidity providers, modern technology, because I understood technology very well, because of
Yeah.
my time at Ninja Trader back in the days,
Mm-hmm.
um, that I was fascinated by it. And then IQ Capital was then the logical consequence, more or less, because I wanted to create something with minimal conflict of interest between the firm and the trader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And crypto was a logical consequence, because when I have a trader who trades maybe one Bitcoin, in
Yeah.
theory, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm not super, let's say, confident about him, I can replicate him 0.0001 Bitcoin in theory.
Yeah. 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 I
And
see.
that's,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's full flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the great thing about the crypto part. And risk-wise, in IQ Capital today, we can manage risk extremely well in crypto. It's more difficult in the future space, because there is just,
Mm-hmm.
as you know, there's one micro, and if the trader trades for micro, so me as a firm, I can decide 0.1, 0.1, and
Mm-hmm.
it's challenging. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, this is how it started. It was crypto because of the ability to replicate very, let's say, smoothly, very small, and more if wanted, and with a blink of an eye. Technology very modern. That was the
Yeah.
idea. And then since then, frankly speaking, especially then February, when we launched futures, because we did get the demand,
Yeah.
a lot demand for that. I mean, futures also go through the roof, and
Yeah.
that's where we stand right now. I think people like us. We also have our challenges. Maybe we can talk about that as well a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's where we stand. I mean, we have right now uh, crypto CFDs. So
Yeah.
crypto, then we have CFDs on MetaTrader.
Yeah.
I do like MetaTrader, I really have to say.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
hate it in the past. Today, I
Yeah.
really like it.
Yeah, I like it for
Um,
execution, but I wouldn't. I personally, I don't chart on MetaTrader. I use
yeah.
TradingView,
Mm,
and then I just execute on MetaTrader 5. It's really easy, also on the phone. Like the phone, it's
mm.
amazing.
Yeah,
MetaTrader
it's
5.
true. And I
Yeah.
was able to go there in the office, talk to the
Mm-hmm.
people who work there, and
Oh.
interestingly, it's I would say it is by a factor of minimum 10, way
Mm-hmm.
more complex what they've built, but in a positive manner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on the futures, when you look at the different order routing and the exchanges, I mean, there's the CME, and then basically there are three of, let's say, five retail order routing systems: CQG, Rhythmic, Tradeaway, 10 4. There's a
Mm-hmm.
couple of, but not many. And when you look at Rhythmic per se is sadly, it's also now 15, 20 years old. So it's old,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
and what MetaTrader, what MetaQuote's built here is great, and it's good from the firm perspective because can manage risk very well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, and TradingView, as you mentioned, it's just great. And we will have TradingView charts, by the way, very soon. Yeah,
Awesome. Did you
on
guys hear
our
that in the chat? I know that you guys been asking me about it a lot here. For the guys in the chat, press a 1 in the chat. If you hit it, there's gonna be trading view charts sooner than later here. So W for that. It's gonna be amazing. Well, I like to see that. I know a lot of you guys been asking me about it. I've got a couple of questions here in the chat. Someone asked me, Chris asked, so how long or how successful have you become with automatic trading?
Mhm.
Has it brought you a lot of success, and in what form? Like I think the mental side of things like really helps, right? When it comes to
There's a
like when it's
multiple
automated trading.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's
Yeah.
multiple ways to be successful. So first of all,
Mm-hmm.
I think when we talk about trading, when we talk
Mm-hmm.
about in the end, first of all, I think we think about money.
Yeah.
The good news is today I'm in my trading career, I'm so successful that money just is a product what I
Yeah.
built.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's yeah. Yeah. I
and
understand.
the other parts come more to my life now as well. Back
Mm-hmm.
in the days, I was just make a comparison when I was, let's say, in your age or some, a
Yeah.
2 3 years older. I was
Mm-hmm.
basically starting at 9, starting to trade FDAX, and at
Mm-hmm.
9 p.m. or 9:45 p.m. I was trading S&P. So
Yeah.
and you can imagine, I mean, that was just super difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely understand.
So I think on the systematic side,
Yeah.
I'm able to produce steady returns. I'm more focused on the reward risk, because more focused on the reward risk. So meaning that
Mm-hmm.
I don't look for 300% a year. I'm not looking for um, for craziness.
Yeah.
In my age, and
Yeah.
with, let's say, my experience, you look for steadiness over craziness, and
Yeah.
uh, and I'm able to achieve this. And I'm a big believer in risk management. I'm a big believer in sizing, and I do this
Mm-hmm.
on my systems as well. I'm not changing the size of the contracts every day, or maybe once a month, better a
Mm-hmm.
quarter on my trading systems, but
Mm-hmm.
the steadiness what a trading systems gives you also peace of mind. And
Peace of mind. Yeah.
when the day stops, man, I can
Yeah.
go and ideally have enough energy and joy to enjoy the rest of the
To
day.
do something else. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
noticed this as well. To add to your point here, Christoph, it's like we all try to become a trader so we can escape the 9 to 5. And then
Mhm.
we do a 9 to 9 trading wise. And we sit behind the chart the entire day, assuming that it's going to increase our edge. Well, we all know that it's not like I've used this analogy before for the guys in the chat about when you're playing blackjack and you're counting cards, you know the amount of cards that are left in the deck. And in trading, the thing is that you don't know the next outcome of a trade. Like there is no guarantee ever, whatever trade you take. So the longer you sit behind the chart doesn't automatically mean you're gonna make more money here, guys. Okay, and that's the beauty of it. You need to just execute your edge, and then, like Christoph said, if you have something that's automatic, you don't have to be there continuously to look at the charts, and you have more time, you have more freedom, you can enjoy the life that you always dreamed of. So I think it's amazing.
I mean, I want to be honest, man. Okay, I mean, maybe
Mm-hmm.
from my history. So I started
Mm-hmm.
as a trade. So I started to trade futures because I
Mm-hmm.
stumbled over an indicator. Okay, and it was the super trend. I'm not sure if you heard it. This is this
Yeah, yeah,
blue
yeah.
and red. So, and the guy
Mm-hmm.
who invented it he lives on Hawaii. Okay, and his name is Randy Sorrow.
Oh,
And
you
Randy is
spoke to him as well.
I love Randy.
Oh, okay. He
And
knows them all. That's
um,
amazing.
so Randy Sorrow is a guy who grows his own coffee on Hawaii,
Yeah.
and he's a trader, and he was the guy who invented it. And looking back now, a
Mm-hmm.
long time, an indicator like this who shows you entry, shows you exit, and even paints the bars.
Mm-hmm.
It was not there at that time. I mean, it
Yeah, yeah.
maybe sounds a little bit wild right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I started to trade futures, buying, let's say, the indicators for him for I think $3,600, and I had overall $20,000. So basically, I spent
Yeah.
now a big chunk of money there,
Yeah.
and then I opened a futures account with 10,000. And this is
Mm-hmm.
basically, I mean, it was just wild stuff, man, and wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot
Um,
of people can't comprehend. It's like the everyone who's here now. I tell you guys every single day we're blessed to what we have now. I also studied a little bit into the past and see how everything went back in the day. I also know someone that's been trading for over 30 years now, and he
mhm,
used to trade on the Amsterdam Stock Exchange. And he told me
mhm.
he had to call the broker to place trades and everything like it. And what we have now, guys, the fact that we can trade with prop firms, the fact that we can trade with IQ Capital, the fact that we can trade on TradingView, we're really blessed here, guys. And we need to take the full accountability and go for it and make it work here.
It's
And
when your
it's
guy
just,
in Amsterdam, man. Okay, what
mhm.
happened is he called probably his broker, and
Yeah,
his
yeah,
broker then went to the pit.
yeah, yeah. The
Okay, and
broker
basically made
executed
this
the
hand
trades.
stuff. And
Yeah.
what happened there is as well. There is also these little fraud happened there. Because let's
Hmm.
say maybe the broker was in a bad position, so maybe he gave your guy a bad fill. With electronic trading today, it's one marketplace, and
Hmm.
the market doesn't care. To be honest, if you
Mm.
if you are me or a big bank, whatever, the market does not care, and that's
Yeah.
way better than compared to the past. I mean, um, it's better, it's cheaper today,
Yeah.
but the problem is when you don't have money, you're effed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
yeah,
that's where prop firms come into play. They give you the
it's
opportunity to start with nothing and make it work.
it's man, I think that a prop firm gives you um I mean, if you cannot make it, man, you will also not make it with a prop firm. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Of
I
course. Yeah.
think what it gives you, um, first of all, a prop firm, when you fail, it gives you a little
Hmm.
bit of pain. So,
Yeah.
meaning you will fail a challenge, you will blow an account, maybe you blow 5 accounts, but in the end, you will have a result which you caused.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
didn't cause it because you had limited amount of money. It was not a time perspective. It gives you, let's say, yeah, responsibility for your doing. And when I look back, when I was young, and you
Hmm.
have 10K in account or 5K, and
Hmm.
basically you're always standing behind the wall, at the wall, because either it works or not.
Yeah.
And there was one comment I saw it basically that there's somebody who trades gold and DAX. I mean,
Hmm.
this is just my personal opinion, guys, and I'm not going here to, to, to sound smarter than I am. But the only thing what I can tell you is, in my 20 years, and I've worked with really 10,000s of traders over this time,
Hmm.
I've not seen one who made consistent profits in the German DAX. Not one. Okay, and
Yeah.
this is why I'm mentioning this, not to sound smart or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just mentioning this. Maybe time is better invested when you trade other instruments, because I
Yeah.
did it myself. I was fighting the German DAX a long time, especially when I was young,
Hmm.
and then at Ninja Trader, I was at Ninja Trader a long time, starting
Hmm.
2007, end of 2019, 22. I left,
Hmm.
and and it became then clear to me that I was playing on the field I cannot win.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think we as traders, we have to, again, to go back to this, we have to be picky,
Yeah.
and we have to really, like, when you go out in the night and there's, let's say, 5 women or whatever your taste is. I mean, you have to be really picky if this is the right choice or not.
Yeah. Nah, I see what you mean. Yeah, otherwise you have a problem. But I see what you mean completely. Yeah. So for the guys, you have to pick a battle that you can actually, to a degree, win. Right. So if you're trading a market here that is not providing you good opportunities, it's a better choice to try and find something else and step away from the thing that you love. Because if you're attached to the German 40, for example, or you're attached to something else, to a different market, and for some reason it just doesn't work out, trying a different market can change everything here, guys. I used to trade the Euro USD
Yeah.
continuously when I was still trading the Forex side. And the moment I switched to NASDAQ, my eyes opened up. It completely changed everything for me. Way more volatile, way more moves. Of course, the Nasdaq is sometimes a little bit iffy. It likes to go up, it likes to go down, it likes to do whatever it likes to do. But the change did everything for me, guys. So sometimes changing the market that you're trading, like Christoph said, can do everything here. It's amazing.
Okay, maybe, I mean, okay. So when we look at, and that's it, you know, I mean, overall, I
Mhm.
think, you know, as a trader, you need to pick and choose really a good trade. So when we look at the last couple of days, markets came back a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
and I think overall the market is opening right now. So when we look at the regular trading session, we can see
Yeah.
that we open a little bit with a gap down. The market now
Yeah.
will try to close gap maybe.
Mhm.
So that's, excuse me, there's always some messages plopping in, but in the end, this is something what we can maybe try. I mean, as you can see, I'm a little bit long here. Market shifts no
Mhm.
higher, but
Yeah.
in the end, there's different strategies what you can apply. And one
Mhm.
strategy I think which is very popular is this opening range break, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
opening range break is something, and it makes sense because
Yeah.
there's one full truth behind it. In the United States, they don't care at all what the rest of the world does.
Mhm. Yeah.
The world can burn if the sun shines in Florida or wherever. They will freaking buy it. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
and that's, I think this is a very good lesson when you are new and the market goes up.
Mhm.
then then guys, there you cannot fight a battle against the market. Okay, and that's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
when we talk about market structure. I think it's always very very important to be picky, and
Mhm.
next to that, when we are picky, try to trade something which makes sense. And basically, I'm a believer in trend following trade. Okay,
Mhm.
and what I do, and I can show you this here, is this is just a little bit. I just need to pause this. Is basically really this simple, stupid. I mean, this is now from a daily chart, I know,
Mhm.
but it's market structure. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just market structure. If market structure opens up, I will try to find longs. If market
Mhm.
structure is negative, I will try to do shorts. And this, I do this the same in this kind of in this kind of let's say market.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
my big belief though is that we when we talk about pickiness, I think mm, that you as a trader or we as traders, we have to have multiple buckets. For me, there is, let's say, the day trading part. Maybe if you trade an opening range, do a breakout, do to trade support resistance, amazing. But this is should be just a part of your business. So what I'm trying to say here is when we go here and to do a trade, I mean, if I make $300 a day, I'm happy. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
on
Yeah.
this thing. So the
Mhm.
US guys talk here about, oh God, what's his name? Oh God, how can I be? How can I forget this? Base hits trades. They call it
Base.
base
Oh
hits.
yeah, base hits. Yeah. Base hits. Yeah.
And the
So
base
10 points, 20 points, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
maybe have one or two trades a day,
Mhm.
and then call it end of the story. With IQ Capital, you can trade 10 accounts, and this
Yeah.
is basically what I think makes sense. And guys, just to give you feedback, next time when Thomas and I stream, I will trade my real account. It's just something we today software wise we were unable. And on top of this, just got married. We will be on the move. I mean, I was spending a lot of time adjusting my camera because it looks horrible here. But promised next time it will be a
Congratulations.
little bit better prepared. Um, um, and that's
That's
really,
amazing.
and that's what I think, man. You know, base hits for daily, for let's say for
Mm-hmm.
your normal spend. So
Yeah.
if you let's say are able to, if you trade 10 accounts, or let's say go with 5 accounts, you make 50-70 dollars a day, and you trade just one micro contract. I mean, man, this is possible. Okay, we're not talking about
100%.
something which is not achievable. So
Mm-hmm.
if you go small, go multiple accounts and get paid,
Yeah.
just get paid. And what we see right now is we have a gap. Market tries to fill the gap, and we can see market turns around, wanted to shift lower, and this would be definitely now where I want to jump in the market right now, and because there is strength coming in,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
strength came in. Market tries to push higher, and we will now see where it will finish. And I'm a guy. I take very. I like to normally take quickly profits. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not about, let's say I go for this 500-point winner. If I
Yeah.
have something on there and I can go for a small winner, that's fine. But I mean, this is now a 22-point move. That's
Yeah.
enough for me. Okay, so it's observation. The trade,
Mm-hmm.
the classical trade here was, hey, we had a move higher. Here we break out. But the information for me, which was important, is we had
Yeah.
a shift. Sorry that I talk so much, guys.
No, no,
Okay,
no
it's
problem.
just
Take it away. I love it. I love it. I'm here
it,
to learn, Christoph. I'm here to learn.
I mean, we all
I'm
learn,
blessed
man.
to be in the same room as someone that's been in the market for over 25 years. I think everyone in the chats agrees on that. That's why I just let you go. I want to learn everything. I want to listen. I want to take it all in. And whenever we got the chance, I just pop in a question here and now and again.
Man, I'm
And
trying to load here TikTok. It's
is
just
it not loading?
no, no, no,
Yeah, I
no.
sometimes have the same issue when well, maybe if you switch it back and try it again, or maybe you have to do a different one. Sometimes I have the same issue when I switch from like the 4 hour to the 1 hour and stuff.
Now it's here. Okay,
Okay,
so
yeah,
what we can see here is a 1,000 tick chart. Okay, and a tick is basically one trade. Okay, and the trade could be 10 contracts, could be 50, doesn't matter. Okay, we can talk about this more in the future,
mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm,
what it gives you is a little bit of a more granularity, meaning this is a little bit for day trading, a little bit more clean,
mm-hmm,
depending. Trading view just supports, I think, 100 and 1,000, so it's not so easy to adjust. But
mm-hmm.
in the end, what we saw here was that the market opened, made a low here at this 340-ish,
Yeah,
moved higher, and then the information for me, what I loved, was actually we go lower, and the
yeah,
market immediately reverts and takes
yeah,
out this high, and this is where we jumped in, and
yeah. And they have the breakout continuation.
that's
later.
basically,
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to do for my base hits.
yeah,
I want to find short-term momentum,
mm-hmm, yeah,
and the information here was honestly quite not simple, because the market goes up
mm-hmm,
and down. But the information was,
yeah,
hey, market goes lower, takes out this recent low, but
mm-hmm,
reverses immediately, finds and attracts buyers.
mm-hmm,
Okay, we find the buyers, and then here we jumped in. Realistically, this is initially what we need to have. I
yeah,
mean, at least as a hard stop, and then we jumped in for 22, 23 points or so.
yeah,
I will manage the trade, so this hard stop will not happen, but
mm-hmm,
I will adjust, and
mm-hmm,
the information here was to jump in. Hey, we find buyers.
mm-hmm.
The idea was, hey, we take out the recent daily high of the regular trading session,
Yeah, yeah,
and attract more buyers. We attract more buyers and force shorts out of the market.
yeah.
And
Lovely.
that's this kind of liquidity game in the short term.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
and that's what I kind of like to do, and this can be done with 1 or 2 micros,
Yeah,
and
and you're done for the day.
you're done for the day, or you have
Yeah,
done your job by 50%.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And that's something what I like to do. This is something what works quite well. And if we trade small, then I believe that if we trade small, I'm a believer in that we should leave, because if we
mm-hmm,
are sitting then 5 more hours in front of the market and try to force activity,
mm-hmm.
it's not helping.
No, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The longer you stay behind the charts, eventually you start visualizing stuff that is not really there yet. So, like you said, you want to take your trade, and
Mm.
either you get out of the market or you wait for later on in the day, maybe for the power hour session where there's
Mm.
more volume kicking in again after the New York launch, and
Mm.
then you try to get involved again. But I like the RTA, the one where you're talking about the overnight gap, where just so everyone, for the people that don't understand, anything before the cash session open, before 9:30 open New York time, is the overnight session, and then New York traders start in. So anything in between, from the closure of yesterday to the open of the cash session, is the overnight gap, right? And
Mm.
what you can see here on the chart of Christoph is that there's a big gap in the market, and they try to fill it in. And then you trade against the gap, trying to fill it in with the momentum on the lower time frame. It's amazing. I love it. It's like a day-to-day setup.
It's one thing to do, you know. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
for automated trading, I combine, for example, advancing declining issues, all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in order to get, let's say, a three-dimensional painting.
Edge.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
because,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
this is only price driven. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then we put momentum on top in order to find reasons to execute.
Mm-hmm.
I see some comments about FIBO and harmonics. We can talk about this as well a little bit. Um, in the end, I believe that even if we stack reasons to do something,
Mm-hmm.
the chance is still a roll with the dice, and this is something we have to live
100%.
with.
Yeah.
And that's something we have to live with. But in the end, that's what I believe. I'm not a believer, I have to say, in fair value gaps and this kind of
Mm-hmm.
things. Because yes, I think this would be even a fair value gap here. But
Mm-hmm.
in the end, I'm again a believer in statistics. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
when it
yeah.
comes down to this, we haven't really found something which is in particular great. And in
Yeah.
particular great, I also have not found something on the harmonics part, for example. There are
Mm-hmm.
companies which are focused on that. I mean, there's a great company, I think. They are also is it Australia trading? And I bought this. I just will have a look so I can show you guys what I
Yeah, sounds good.
mean. So this guy, for example, is a great guy. Okay, a great software what he built for NinjaTrader in particular.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice tool. It's for NinjaTrader, and I bought that tool a couple of years ago. Okay, it's called XABCD trading. Time meets price, and it's also clear, right? Because I mean, if we find maybe a godly pattern, a crab or whatever, XABC,
Mm-hmm.
it's so nice. It's
Yeah.
so nice, and it looks just so great because it's spotted even automatically. The problem
Mm-hmm.
here is when you start to backtest it, it starts to
Mm-hmm.
repaint. And this is something I like as well. For example, let's say we get some strength in here, jump in here, small stop, and you know, if you want to do it, yeah, it's small stop, and just try to create trade towards the
Trade the
daily.
continuation higher
Yeah,
back into the
exactly.
gap. Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
this is more a sizing question than here, you know, because if
Mm-hmm.
we would do this, it's more a sizing question. Wouldn't mean that we I would, for example, do this trade with way less size
Mm-hmm.
compared to the one before, because we have now a different time of dynamic, and this is
Mm-hmm.
something what I would say just comes through experience.
Comes
Um,
naturally over the time. It's like an
exactly,
intuitive feeling, you would say. Something that happens. You
exactly.
you can read it. Like, it's really hard to explain. I know what you mean. Even though I've
Mm.
been way like shorter in the market than you, it's like you can see the market and you can see with your eyes and visually in your head whether or not it's a favorable position, whether or not it
Yeah.
looks great,
I
and
would go
it's just
out now, to be honest. I would leave
yeah.
this now. I mean, I still have a
Hmm.
belief that this could work, but there is no
There's
dynamic.
no
And we have
snap. Yeah, there's no pop instantly.
so time plays a very important role, though. So we
Hmm.
just talked about this XABC, great
Hmm.
company, nice guy, also supportive guy. I just don't believe in it, but
Hmm.
time plays a role. So we have now 1 minute to finish the first 15 minutes of the trading day in the
Yeah.
regular trading session. Okay,
Yeah.
and what happens is that after the first 15 minutes, a lot of trading systems start to engage. Okay,
Yeah.
15 minutes after the open, 30 minutes after the open, 45 minutes after the market open. This is where trading systems in the stocks market start to engage.
So we're
Trend
talking about
followers
trading systems. We're talking about the bigger institutional players
as
that
well,
engage. Yeah.
because they need to, you know, because
Yeah. Yeah.
again, when we look at the daily, let's say, when we look at the adjusted volume, how is volume being traded in the here.
So would you say that the later you get into the day, the harder it would become to trade, or is that not necessarily the case here?
It's not the case,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously it's not the case, because in the end it depends on how you manage your risk. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
all what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
But we can see that there's always at the open there is this kind of spike in volume.
Yeah.
And this is the micro contract, so this is probably not that representative, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a spike of volume at the open, and then big volume at the size. And there's one
Mm-hmm.
saying in the industry: rookies trade the open, the big guys trade the close.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but we can see always this kind of behavior. This is basic
Mm-hmm.
all what it is. So there's less trading during regular market hours, but at the
Mm-hmm.
open and the close, institutions have to place basically their bets, because there's more volume.
Yeah, yeah.
So and that's basically what happens right at 45, and we will now see that the market wants to, let's say, push it a little bit to the downside. We will see
Mm-hmm.
if they succeed.
Yeah.
But the 45 again is something I always have in mind. Today we don't have a real pressure to the downside yet. Still, there
Mm-hmm.
was a little bit of structure to the upside. So what I look
Mm-hmm.
at is, as well, again, try to build a picture: low, higher low, still a higher low under attack. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is what it is right now for me. So I have I would say, a mental box here, and I look at this and I monitor it if this breaks or not. Oops, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something what I watch for my discretionary trading.
Mm-hmm.
Is there enough demand coming in at this box or not?
Yeah, yeah,
Trade
yeah.
wise, it feels unnaturally right to jump in there with a small stop, but this
Mm-hmm.
is the best reward risk what you can get. And we
Yeah,
see a
yeah.
lot of successful traders at IQ Capital who trade like this.
Yeah,
So
that's a good question that I had. Actually a really good question. Now that, of course, you founded IQ Capital, I'm assuming that you have seen many traders come and go. What are the most repeatable, successful traders that you have seen since
yeah.
you launched IQ Capital?
I can
And
tell
what
you
are
right away.
their strengths and what are their weaknesses in that sense?
So to me,
Mm-hmm.
there's one thing they have in common:
Mm-hmm.
they go not crazy on size.
They don't go crazy on size. That's
Yeah,
the thing, right? They survive
that's
for the longest.
that's 100% correct. So they do not
Mm-hmm.
go crazy on size. They trade, I would say, a consistent size.
Mm-hmm.
They trade, and as I mentioned, tried to mention before, when you, let's say, have your daily pattern, maybe you say you limit yourself to a certain amount of trades.
Yeah.
When your business is done, because when you go to work, you also know, maybe you work from 9 till 5.
Mm-hmm.
At 5, I'm out of it. And the
Yeah.
same is maybe in your trading, to say, hey, after the second trade, maybe I'm done. Maybe after the third trade, I'm done. But I think it's very important that you set yourself limits, and
Mm-hmm.
the limiting factor is not a negative one. It's a very good one, I believe. So it's super important that you build yourself, I would say, these barriers
Mm-hmm.
in order to know when it's done. Because I've,
Yeah.
I've experienced this myself, and I promise you, I've believed I have this. I saw this multiple times in my life that I was up nicely. I was up 1 grand, 2 grand, whatever, and then I gave it all back.
Yeah.
And there's one saying, as you know, in trading, the money I lose, another guy wins. And
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
some game. When I play cards with my friends, we also say today the bar was the winner. So
Yeah.
so there's one guy who won after playing cards, because it's always the restaurant, or always the bistro or bar where we are.
Yeah.
This guy
Yeah.
always wins.
Yeah.
Um, and um, and when you don't have a business, or there's not a clear pattern, then I would say
Mm-hmm.
really don't do it, and go just with the flow. So we're approaching daily lows right now.
That's
And one thing I'm trying to achieve is, I have always this here a little bit in the view. So we are down 0.5% in NASDAQ. We are
mm-hmm.
down, let's say, 0.6% in the Dow. There's nothing really in a big difference. Let me just get rid of this volume stuff here. Oh man, super painting. there's, I would say, no real trend yet, and the markets
Mm-hmm.
are quite in sync. So
Yeah, yeah.
what I'm trying to say here, we see, let's say, these wicks to the upside, to the downside, but no momentum kicks in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
5 minute chart here. As we can see, market really stays dead neutral,
Yeah.
and in the end, what does it mean? It means that the market, there's no real fighting now to the lower end. The gap still on the top is in place,
Yeah.
um, and there is no momentum right now. And for a fact, we are trading right now in the middle of the things. And this is always
Mm-hmm.
what I look at is right now we trade in the middle of the current short-term range.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
why does it happen? Because the market participants also don't know it better,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
if I start now to buy here, um, risk reward wise, um, I'm at best at a 1-to-1, right?
Yeah.
So I'm at best at a 1-to-1. So I need really even so maybe I really have to really look at the size of I trade. So I definitely will
Mm-hmm.
trade small,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, and 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 I need really good reason to even put on a trade,
Yeah.
because right now we are neutral. It's like we are in Switzerland, market neutral. So nothing
Yeah.
happens right now here, and
Yeah.
before we can either activate sellers, or we get enough sellers maybe to put to let's say to activate some stops in order to activate buyers if we go up.
Mm-hmm.
But there is not new information right now,
Yeah.
and and that's why I think
There's no real direction. So if you then get
exactly,
involved, you're
exactly,
making it real hard on yourself. So that's, but sometimes, guys, I've noticed it's something to add to what Christoph said. Sometimes it's best to wait for the move to happen
yeah,
instead of trying to trade the anticipation of the move. And a lot of people say, yeah, but what then? I might have missed out on the setup. I think that's not necessarily the case. You might reduce your risk to reward if you wait for the setup, but it also might increase your win rate. And in the end of the road, if you can win 70% of the time because you wait for the move, it's better that you win 70% of the time than win 30% of the time and be overall
and
negatively
now we just talk
profitable.
about statistics and money,
Mm-hmm.
but just think
Mm-hmm.
about, let's say, when we look at at your life after the working day,
Mm-hmm.
because if you want to anticipate, you are always on high alert. You're always on
Yeah.
high alert because you have to be on high alert in order to anticipate. You have to be
Mm-hmm.
very strict with your stop and your reward risk.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, in the short term, it's probably not the best.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
Yeah.
exactly what we can see right now. I mean, yes, I know it's a 5 minute chart, but let's say we've let's say fished some stops, and later when we are up here again, when we let's say we
Mm-hmm.
trade around the 7 and 10, if we should, then the sellers are in trouble, because they say, "Oh shit, I jumped in." So I think one of the most difficult things for us as traders is to understand the state of the market regime. Are
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
trending? Are we going sideways? Are we do we and to understand the state of volatility, and if you can answer trend or range and
Mm-hmm.
state of volatility, we could print money actually if
Yeah.
we could foresee that.
Yeah.
Ricardo, by the way, congratulations to passing your eval.
Congratulations. Everyone drop a W in the chat for Ricardo. Congrats, my guy. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Doing an amazing job. I've got a question for you, if you don't
Mhm.
mind. If you don't mind, so the moment you started becoming a successful trader,
Mhm.
what changed the most in your life afterwards? Like, of course, I understand that money then comes in a little bit more
Mhm.
naturally and stuff like that. But what was like the biggest change that happened once you became a successful trader?
Mhm. I think for me the most what changed there then is really that I understood that I sacrificed so much that I need
Hmm.
to watch more my work-life balance. That's the reason why I always talk
So you
about that.
saw the value of it more deeply the moment it actually became reality.
I understood that I need to also focus a lot on this, because I mean the
Hmm.
sacrifice what I needed to do, it was very high. Um, Again, because it wasn't proper back in the days, but
Hmm.
it was. I realized that this is something what I need to focus on as well. So,
Hmm.
what did it mean? So for me, it meant that let's say next to the fully automated part,
Hmm.
is that I have very time windows I really trade. So I trade around the market open. So my normal day starts in European hours, or let's say overall 1 hour, 1.5 hours before the market opens, because I want to, and you can call it market preparation, whatever you like.
So you only trade at certain hours of the day, and what hours would that be? What's
Discretionary,
like
yes.
okay, I see. So of course, the automated system continuously trades, but when
Yes.
you're just trading manually, you're trading yourself. What would be that you say is like the best hour for you to look at the markets?
So I can clearly tell that. So it's basically 1.5 hours before the market opens, US markets opens. There is no news yet. Okay, so basically you, in order to anticipate, let's say what market could do, it's not that I place a trade during the news. It's just about to understand levels and what levels could be hit during that time. So that's kind of what I look at. And then really at the market open, I will become active with smaller size. And what I want to do is, normally I want to build up a little bit of a balance. So trade smaller, go for base hits, and one day, it's not, doesn't happen often, but what happens is, at some stage, you will have this. Out of 10 days, there's one day everything, the stars are aligned. Let's go back to the dating life. You had been in the gym, you look fantastic, your hair, your skin, your whatever, and you are super charming on that day. Stars are aligned. Sometimes this happens in the markets as well. I would say, of all the 5-6 markets I do like to trade actively, I have this one in 10 days when this happens.
Yeah.
Okay. And
everything looks perfect.
When the stars are aligned, and this doesn't mean that I win that day, but it would mean that, okay, the bets are more in my favor.
Yeah, and you're willing to increase the risk on those days. Yeah.
So I did something, for example, this happens, and this is a market I hate to trade, for example, but this happens now. Oh no. I traded that in XRP. And this is something I did because this is something I love. Okay. XRP inside bar. Okay. And this is very, very, very simple trading approach.
For the people that don't understand, could you explain what an inside bar is?
Exactly. Yeah. So an inside bar basically means that the trading day of today, or yesterday in this case, is between the high and low of the previous day. So if you would paint a box, the trading behavior narrows. Okay.
Yeah, it's being compressed.
Exactly. We are compressing the market, and then the compression leads to, at some stage, a kind of a breakout in one direction or the other. And this is something what I do like. In this case, it happened with XRP, but I love to do this everywhere because it gives a good state of the market. The market finds a kind of balance, and the balance normally, needs to be resolved at some stage.
It needs to become inefficient again once price is on the same level for a longer period of time.
Exactly.
Would you also say that, like an inside bar, you use it on the daily, but do you also use it on the lower time frame?
Yeah. So for me, on the daily, it's more powerful. On the daily, it's more powerful. Because it's just, it's
the higher time frame, more data. Yeah.
I would say, and what I like about it is, it's an easy trade. In that regard, because I mean, let's find something. Okay, so here, that's situation here, for example. Okay, that situation here, for example. I mean, it's basically, this red candle here was an inside bar, and it was not an easy one, but overall, or this one here is also an inside bar.
Would you say that whenever there's an inside bar, it is likely to go against however the inside bar closed?
So back in the early days, I've created a system on a 15-minute bar, and what I did was, then I was trading basically the inside bars in combination with a simple moving average, and the simple moving average, let's just call it 200.
Yeah.
And let's make this a little bit thicker. Okay, and basically what it meant is that when there was an inside bar, I was only able to trade in the direction of the overall trend. Okay, this was one of the first systems about 2011 or whatever. I liked to trade during the regular trading session, though. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that stupid actually, because in the end, it's actually not that stupid. Okay, and in trading view you
Mm-hmm.
can find a lot of inside bar
Indicators.
indicators. Let me just try to find one. So basically here you can spot it. Okay,
Ah,
so
nice. That's actually pretty good.
exactly. So, and here you can spot it. And what I did basically in the day was, if there was this inside bar, let me talk about this one. I
Mm-hmm.
placed then a sell stop order below this bar. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Yeah.
would mean if you move up, okay, I will not be filled. And
Yeah.
after a certain amount of time, I deleted then also the order.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, and when we have a look at this now, it's not a super active one, because we have
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say we have, during the day we have, let's say, 10 inside bars,
Yeah.
but the negative one, because we are below the moving average, it was
Mm-hmm.
just 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be four potential
Four
entries.
potential trades. Yeah.
Exactly. And so this is stuff what I'm believing in. This is stuff
Mm-hmm.
which also makes kind of sense, that you go out
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
let's say, a kind of a corrective move, and the market wants to, let's say, take a breath, that we then go towards the direction of the overall trend. And that's quite simple, but this was a very simple approach. Was one of the first stuff I did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I
That's
still
lovely.
like
That's
it.
amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Would you say, as a question that I got for you, I
Mhm.
think a lot of people would wonder this as well. Would you say that almost any strategy in the markets works? As in, because let's say, because a lot of people,
Mhm.
there's a whole new cult going around that the support and resistance is retail and it doesn't work, and all that type of stuff. But I know that you trade support and resistance, and you
I
use
love
trends
I
as
love
well.
support resistance. Yeah.
And then I'm asking, would you say that EMA crossovers and stuff like that, that works if you have the
Mhm.
mental edge to execute on it consistently?
Okay, so I mean, overall, I mean, I have one system, for example, which trades some moving averages, not an EMA
Mm-hmm.
or SMA, but some volume-weighted averages, which
Yeah.
actually works, and it
Yeah.
works. It funny enough, it works very well on the regular trading session. Okay, I'm not talking
Mm-hmm.
about overnight, and
Mm-hmm.
and this is a system and that's just the truth behind it. This is not I
Mm-hmm.
invented. I received it by a guy who traded it back in the day. So there was a
Mm-hmm.
company which is called Systematic Signals, was the name back in the days,
Mm-hmm.
and this was
Mm-hmm.
2007 and 8. And then
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Capps is his name, from the US. He's from, I think, from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
He one day gave me that idea, and
Mm-hmm.
so I was a client actually trading the system in 2008 as well from
Mm-hmm.
him. And then
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, he gave it to me. And I also did not believe that it works, but actually, it uses a DEMA and a volume
Mm-hmm.
weighted one.
Yeah.
And I think it trades on 15 or 30 minibars and just works. I mean,
And it
it's actually
works.
not bad.
That's
I can
amazing.
bring it next time. So I
Yeah.
have the Ninja Trader. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's amazing if you think about it, right? It's like everyone wants to make it seem so much more complex than it has to be. And I feel like that's for maybe that's also a reason why a lot of people can't be consistent, is because they're trying to create, instead of just using what already exists and
Mhm.
make it their own, something that is already executable. They try to reinvent the wheel. They try to remake something instead of just taking a simple EMA crossover,
I
work
mean,
on their
I think
mental.
the only real 100% truth is,
Mm-hmm.
fucking don't risk your account.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just don't over
And
risk. Yeah,
and
yeah.
and it's so tough, because the problem for us as human beings is we are so much used that we get paid for time. And
Yeah,
when we
yeah,
now
yeah.
sit here and we don't do anything, and then basically, and I understand it, because we have people in the stream say, hey, why don't you trade? Hey, we had one trade, and
Yeah,
basically, and we talked about ideas, but we didn't. Okay,
yeah.
so right now the market is down. The market is basically making new swing lows. So basically,
Mhm.
not we don't buy, but there is also momentum missing to the downside right
Yeah.
now. So
Mhm.
I think that yeah, the market loves to play games, man. Okay, because
Yeah.
when we look now at the S&P,
It's also as post FOMC, right? Like I told you
exactly, yeah.
before, also before the stream, I said that like I think the volatility might be lower today post FOMC. So it might be that there's going to be a lot of choppiness. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, and you just have to look at like the higher time frame closures and see,
Yeah.
okay, how does the hourly close, and can we get a continuation on the hourly perspective? Because if you, for example, if you're on the lower time frame on 1 minute, and you might get chopped up while you're trying to get involved in the move because you want to get in now, and like stuff like that.
I mean, you can obviously trade and let's say scalp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can, and basically, this is I'm not saying that you and there's very simplicity regarding this. If you jump in,
Mm-hmm.
bump, very close stop, and this is what I mean with support resistance. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
reward risk wise, support resistance, you will never get better reward risks in the short term.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously, you will have a low hit rate, and you have to
Yeah.
live with a
Yeah.
low hit rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and that's something what we have to live with. I'm a believer. I'm not a believer, and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody to do ultra short term trading though.
Mm-hmm.
For us as a prop firm, let's say the guys who let's say do only, let's say, have order flow charts and try. I think that the story is nice, but in
Mm-hmm.
the end, we talk always about context as well. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
problem, man. I mean, overall, it's always a context question. And there should be always some time that we just don't do anything. And
Yeah.
yes, we can force this trade here. And the reward
Mm-hmm.
risk, we can say, hey, wow, I just risked 9 points to make how much? To make 30. Great.
Mm-hmm.
But with size, you cannot do the trade with size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's assume we took the trade and we would have done it with 20 Nasdaq contracts. This 9 point loss would not be a 9 point loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
would be a $13 loss, because we
Yeah.
would have been slipped by the market, because
Yeah.
everybody in the marketplace sees that this was the daily low. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
everybody sees this, and everybody waits, and we have our stop there, and everybody will say, you know what, I'm not buying there right
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
of what
Yeah.
you have to give. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the problem here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I like to do this kind of stuff. I like to trade
Mm-hmm.
it with small size, and I just believe that small wins add up. But this is kind
Yeah.
of my kind of basic strategy, where I say, you know what, I trade small. I can,
Mm-hmm.
if I do this on 5 accounts and I trade just one micro contract, I lose $20 and I make $60. This is something what I like, what I
Yeah.
personally do like. But
Mm-hmm.
at a certain amount of time, I need to stop. And this is I think, one of the most lessons we have to learn.
Yeah.
Um, don't force it. Really take your
Mm-hmm.
limits. Really set your limits when you are when you do your preparation. And I think this is very important.
I love that. I saw a video of you
Ah,
talking about how
yeah.
your son also would like to become a trader, and and I saw you said that you might think that he wouldn't be able to do it.
No,
I
I
want
know that right now,
Yeah.
how he is right now, he would not know.
Yeah, I want to ask you if for anyone here in the chat that is around my age, assuming they are not there where they want to be yet, what would be the number one advice for anyone who's trying to become a successful trader? And maybe this is something you could also say in a sense that, let's say it is everyone in the chat is your son, and you would tell them, yo, listen, this is what you have to do or what helped you to become a successful trader in a sense.
I think
Like,
it's about in every business what you do.
mm-hmm.
You have to learn to fail and accept to fail. The
Yeah.
problem in trading is that you get the amount of fails what you have is just 5 times more what you have, or 100 times you have in normal life.
Yeah.
So when you have a business, and whatever you and me want to do right now, whatever
Mhm.
business you and me do,
Yeah.
if we fail, we will learn it not today, not tomorrow, but maybe in a year or 2 years. I would guess more in 2 years, because we will start to build something. We will be excited. After a certain amount of times, maybe we will be disappointed. But in the end, this disappointment we will have every day in trading.
Yeah.
And I think trading is, in that case, ultimate freedom, but freedom also has its price. And what you have to learn is, you have to learn and accept that you will lose. If you have
Yeah.
issues, and I am the same. I mean, I'm just a normal human being. I hate to lose. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
when I say I win
Yeah.
out of 10 days, eight and a half, I win. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the days I lose, it's not nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to pretend now that I'm this super rock star, because I also make mistakes. That's
Yeah.
the reason why I trade fully automatically.
Yeah.
And that's also the reason why we have these loss limits, because I just saw it, Roland, that you say, hey, I hate this position loss rules. I just can tell you, man, IQ Capital is the result of me suffering for close to 20 years in order to the rule on that you will not suffer, because if you do accept that there's a position loss, I'm promising you, you will be in a way better state in terms of trading, work-life balance, and predictive success.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, personally, I think that it's there to save a trader from blowing out when they get emotional. And for me, I never even get near the daily loss limit personally, because I only trade 1 or 2 or 3 micros, and I don't want to risk more.
Best,
Uh,
this is the when we stop now, this is the best sentence of what we talked. Okay,
mm,
guys, when we talk about the position loss limit,
mm-hmm,
we shouldn't even talk about it, because guys, what I want to achieve is that you don't risk the full position loss. I want that you
mm-hmm,
risk half of it or 30% of it. And when you
mm-hmm,
think, hey, this maybe limits, let's say, your success, you're wrong. It will
mm-hmm,
just it will just help you to be more consistent. It will put less stress on you,
mm-hmm,
and you will achieve way better results and more payouts. And this is 100% what we see on our success stories. We have now
mm-hmm,
guys who copy 10 accounts. These guys do not trade 5 or 10 micro contracts. They trade one, maximum two.
mm-hmm,
And that's the truth. And what is the result of this? We can replicate them. We can give them an account. We can
mm-hmm,
put them there. We reduce with this then our conflict potential with the trader.
mm-hmm.
Because in the end, guys, I don't want to pay out somebody's sim money all the time. I want to
Yeah.
put him live.
Yeah.
And the question is, guys, do we want to learn to gamble short term for a short term success, or do you want to build
Mm-hmm,
up something? Because in the end, it doesn't. For me, for me, it doesn't matter, because I will pay you
mm-hmm,
out if you succeed. But
mm-hmm.
I think for your time, what you invest, I think you should do something useful. And
100%.
uh,
Yeah, we chase excellence and not money, and money will find you along the way. I feel like with trading, it's like a lot of people. Of course, we're all in the game of trading because we want to make money, guys. But if you switch the mindset from making money to making good trades, money will come naturally, guys. And I know it sounds so counterintuitive because it sounds so dumb to say
but
that you
Roland
should
got a point
focus
as
on
well in
money.
what he wrote. Roland, it's correct what you wrote. It's
Mm-hmm,
initially, and that we can be very honest about and transparent. So
mm-hmm,
when you start something, I know that what we build works risk wise, and I will be able to replicate. But we
mm-hmm,
did a few tryouts which did not work. Okay, so
mm-hmm,
tryout number one: commission free Bitcoin trading.
mm-hmm,
We tried it out.
mm-hmm,
2 days later, I saw that somebody was just trading the spread, stuff I can never replicate. Because what we
mm-hmm,
wanted to do is we wanted to give somebody the ability, if he trades small, that he can build up something. Okay.
mm-hmm.
So after 2 days, realized, holy moly, this doesn't work at all. Stopped
Yeah,
it. Then we did
yeah,
the same. We tried the same for the micros, because I wanted to guide the people to trade micros, to trade small term on the micro contract.
mm-hmm,
We saw the same. We saw,
yeah,
hey, there's, I don't want to call it abuse, but there were so many guys who just traded the bid and the ask.
yeah,
And in the end, we would not be able to replicate it in real market. So
yeah.
these are the tryouts. And Roland, to be transparent, because Roland said yes, we had in the beginning, we had infinite soft breaches of the position
Mm-hmm.
loss rule. This is correct.
Yeah.
We just saw that people were abusing it in the manner that they didn't learn about it, because this was their safety net.
Yeah.
And at the end, there was a decision to be made to make maybe the rule a little bit more strict, or increase the prices by quite a bit. And so we decided that we want to make it more realistic, and that's the result.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a question for you, if
yes.
that's okay. Did over time, I think I already know the answer, but I'm still gonna ask it. Overall, the experience that you built over the last 25 years, did the fear or the greed of execution and trading ever go away?
It, so it became even more, because the older
Yeah.
you get, it changes your behavior. When you're young, I mean, when I was young, I was studying, I was working as a barkeeper, and I was just, I mean, I had enough kind of to live, but you also have nothing to lose.
Yeah, you have a different ambition. You want to make it work, so you go and take the risk,
You go
and
all
then
in, and basically, what's tomorrow is tomorrow. Today, it's just different. That obviously you've seen a lot over the years. This flash crash thing we have to talk about, because it's one of my most hated and loved things what I had in my life. But it changed in the manner that I realized that hard work and success, you also have to protect it.
yeah,
I had
like you have to
experience.
protect your capital, you protect your life.
I'm in the end, man. I had so many cases when I was, again, when you're young, you have limited amount of money. You start an account with 1K, you build it up to 20K, 25K, and I became more aggressive. And I realized, I mean, there's so many stories I could talk about here, but everybody has his own demons, I guess.
Yeah.
And my demon was that or one of my demons I have is, I want to be more perfect than it's healthy. And in trading as well. So I have discretionary is, I have the talent to, again, make out of 1K, 25K in 5-6 weeks. I can. The problem is that I'm building up in so much pressure in myself that it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And it's very unhealthy, I had it maybe 20, I would say 10 times for sure, that I blew an account which I built like this over 5 weeks in the morning. Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe because I had arguments with my father, or discussion with my father, whatever. There's so many of these stuff I made wrong. And I would say obviously, we as human beings, we're the result of what we did and what we experienced.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm such a believer in kind of these risk barriers. Because if I would have freaking used a daily loss limit of 2K, no problem. Story done. Go to the swimming pool, whatever you do.
Yeah.
Maybe you're pissed the whole day, but you did not blow your account you were working on 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And you were very proud about it. And that's, I would say, IQ capital. And I have to look up the English word right now. Sorry. I'm not sure. Foray, is it the Ramble Expedition rate? So IQ capital is, I would say, my goal is to really help out people, that they learn what is good for them, and that they save time and not waste time and energy to do wrong things.
I see what you mean.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I understand that everybody has his own point of view. But I mean, when I think I have a point when I say I do this 20 years and you will not double your account in a month.
Yeah.
It rarely happens. And we've seen this now with this Jonathan or Leopold, I think Leopold was the name, this young German guy in the US with his hedge fund who lost 80% in 1 month.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable if you're all in, if you're so concentrated in one thing, you will not succeed, because the market always battle tests you. If you're day trader, swing trader, whatever. So I'm a big believer in what we built here, and there's stuff which and Roland has this point that we changed, but we changed very little compared to what other companies do. I mean, I think it was not a lot, and it was never to really, I would say, hurt somebody. It was just because we realized, okay, these kind of small changes, adjustments, I call it really adjustments, we have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't speak German, so I have no idea what Roland actually says, but I know that you can. I've got another question for you.
Mhm.
Let me see. Let me see which one I want to ask here. Mm, this might be a good one. Uh, this is more a personal one.
Mhm.
So, how did becoming a father change it for you in relationship to life and trading and money wise?
Mhm. Okay, quite a bit. So I never was a guy I worked my ass off my whole
Mm-hmm.
life. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so but I was never somebody who showed off. I think is the right way. So money
Mm-hmm.
was is I think money for me the most important thing about money is that it gives peace of mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For me, I mean, I drive a great car, whatever, but in the end, it doesn't matter to me. Okay, it does not
Mm-hmm.
matter a single thing for me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Becoming a father changed quite a bit
Mm-hmm.
because I think there's a legacy, especially when we hear talking about trading. There's some ads
Mm-hmm.
which are maybe some Claude or ChatGPT pictures of me holding something. I mean, my older son is 19, and
Mm-hmm.
the younger son is turns 13.
Yeah.
So if I fuck up something here, they will know. My
Yeah.
wife will
Yeah.
kill me. My family. In terms of IQ capital, it's very clear that this is not an option to fool anybody or to do
Mm-hmm.
to. It should be really solid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That also means that we are not the most super aggressive ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, in terms of money, I think for the older one, I think on the one hand, I want to teach him that money can open doors,
Yeah.
that hard work needs to be put in whatever
Mm-hmm.
he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I think that saving all your money is also not healthy. So
Yeah.
when you just sit on your money and have maybe some Excel calculations what you will achieve when whatever, I'm not sure if this is the right approach. I think save, invest, and enjoy. I think is important, but to over
Mm-hmm.
enjoy and to show off, I think this is not who I am. This is not what I hope how he will be. And right now, until now, he's not. I mean, I'm taking the older one quite a bit to. I mean, he was in Dubai now. I took him
Mm-hmm.
to Cyprus. I mean, because I just want to show him that there's opportunity that you are able to, and I think with opportunity you grow. It's not about financial. It's also about you grow in person because you can interact with other people and it
Mm-hmm.
opens your mind. And with an open mind, you find out opportunity what you maybe want to do in life.
Yeah.
So
And when there's another question here because I heard that you're on the giveaway, like I said, or giveaway on the interview that you had about the son wanting to become a trader.
mhm.
Um, how can I ask this? Let me see. Are you also showing him the life because you would like for him to follow you in the same shoes, or would you like something different for him? In the sense that would you
Mm,
like him to become a trader, or would
mhm.
you rather have him not go through the struggle that some traders have to go through to finally find themselves and become a successful trader? Would you what would
Yeah,
your
okay.
advice be towards your son?
I personally trading is I love trading because
Mm-hmm.
I'm super curious about I'm a guy I love Lego. I love to build stuff.
Yeah,
Trading
yeah, yeah.
systems helps me to achieve this.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think that trading is not it's not beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
trading is just every day. I mean, I do this all my life.
Mm-hmm.
Trading at the end, what changes is a number, a zero or one, more or less on your
Mm-hmm.
statement.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay, and when
Yeah.
you're measured by a statement, it doesn't mean a lot who you are. Let's be honest. Okay, there are so many
Mm-hmm.
uh, assholes around. So for me, I would say I would be happy if he. I mean, we wanted him to work in a social job because
Mm-hmm.
I think to help somebody is a very honorable job.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly
Yeah.
not very well paid, but in the end,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good job. I think
Yeah.
that you learn about investing, that you learn about even trading. I think is something which is good to learn about money.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, this skill set, if you learn it, it maybe then decide for you it's something or not. Then
Mm-hmm.
you will see with your results, because these results will show you in a very objective way if you have the tool set to this or not. And I mean, overall, there's so many different types of intelligence,
Yeah.
that I think
Do you think anyone can become a trader?
that anybody, not anybody, but let's say you are
Mm-hmm.
very creative, there's a good chance. If you're a guy
Mm-hmm.
who's not into numbers at all or whatever, I think it's hard. But I think
Mm-hmm.
if you have the right education and are able to stoically, or let's say, well, stoic, I hope this is the right word, if you're able
Mm-hmm.
to really do it, let's say, every day the same
Yeah, consistently. Yeah, yeah.
consistently, then it's
Mm-hmm.
possible. So how would I
Mm-hmm.
train somebody like my son? I
Mm-hmm.
would tell him every day, every morning, you look at the RTH session, you look at this, and whatever it takes, you do. I would I would have him suffer, man. Okay, I just want to be
Mm-hmm.
honest.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I would have him always do the same trade, more or less, with a very small stop
Yeah,
every day. And he
every
will,
day.
after freaking 10 days, he will hate it because he will have one winner, and maybe 9 losers or whatever, or
Mm-hmm.
8 losers and 2 winners. But to be able to accept the loss is half of what we need to learn. And honestly, this is what I would train him for, probably the first weeks. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's because let's be honest, okay, it's like playing Counter-Strike. Okay, there's a lot of stuff moving, but in the end we talk about money and freedom, what you can achieve with the money. So if you don't honor what we do here, then you're in the wrong space. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
say when it stopped. So this is what I would do. I would make him honestly a little bit suffer, not because I'm sadistic, but it's just to say stop is so important. And if you can do this, then you have the ability to make it. And whoever you are, you can. I mean, just to give at Ninja Trader, one of my most favorite clients we had, Stefan is his name, and Stefan
Mm-hmm.
at the time was probably about 46, 47. It's quite some time ago. And Stefan had children. The older children was 19, was a girl, and the youngest just went to the kindergarten. Stefan was a trader. He learned at
Mm-hmm.
the bank in Europe. Okay, and Stefan was super successful, but he was just doing his job from the he was trading from his living room, and there were 6 or 7 children around. And it was, what I'm trying to say here is, he loved what he did. It was in line with his family, and a daily result didn't mean anything for him, I think. But he also knew when to say stop. And but this is something what I really remember, because if you don't have this work-life balance, you will also have issues. And so I think everybody can do it. And he had his background was he learned regular on the job. He learned on the job, so he was not a born trader. He learned it, and I think with the right education you can. But it's the discipline what you have. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So you would say anyone could do it if the discipline and the work ethic is there. You should be able to make it work, but it's also a little bit personality driven. If you're not the right
It's
personality
personality
for it,
driven, and in the
yeah,
end, man, trading, if you treat trading professionally, we have to stop dreaming. Okay, I
yeah,
mean, we
yeah.
have to stop dreaming. When you trade with a fully automated system, at some stage, let me just see if you have something there,
Mm-hmm.
because on trading view it just sucks. Oh no. It means that you stop dreaming. Okay, so
Yeah.
when you do a back test and you see, hey, this system now achieved 100,000 in profits. I mean, it's maybe 100,000 profits in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
good system, but it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that you and me start trading today and tomorrow we drive Lamborghini and whatever. It's trading is a business in the
Would
end.
you? That's was something I want to add upon. Now you said that. Would you say that the current marketing that's being done about trading is giving people the false start, what keeps them in the same loop for a longer period of time? Because I've noticed for myself,
Mm.
my best results came after I started not comparing myself against people that are not playing by the rules, in the sense that they're making videos about them driving their Lamborghini, showing a $200,000 profit on
Mm.
MT5.
It's
And the
bullshit.
moment I stop
Okay,
comparing myself,
it's so. First
yeah,
of all, I think when you have, I mean, to be honest, I completely underrated how much time and energy goes into if you're an influencer. I mean, this is, I really have
yeah,
to say, it takes a lot
yeah,
from you. But in the end, when you spend hours a day to make filming material, then you look
hmm,
good, then you have to be in the right mood, then you have to whatever. Do you really think that this guy who makes 5 videos, 5 reels, whatever he does, that he
he
is
has the
really,
time
he
to
has,
trade.
he has time to wait?
Yeah,
The answer is no. Okay, the
yeah,
answer is probably no.
yeah,
There are very, very few who can do it. But but in the end, um, the more humble people, I believe, are the ones I personally trust the most.
hmm, yeah,
And these are probably not the guys who are looking the best. It is a guy who show off. Um, and and I believe, that after all these years, I consider the education part a little bit different.
hmm,
Because I also consider when you pay for education, you also will save time. So are you a born trader? I don't know. Maybe you have
hmm,
it, maybe you don't. But what I can promise you, if you probably have some good education somewhere,
hmm,
after a year or whatever, you will know it. What I
hmm,
personally hate is when when people trick somebody into believing something which is not there.
yeah,
They steal so much. Not it's the money is one aspect, but
hmm,
it's also the time
yeah,
you steal somebody.
yeah,
And there is as we are moving right now. I mean, I've bought so many books and whatever, and there was one guy.
hmm,
It's called this German guy Uwe Wagner is his name. And Uwe Wagner was one of the was one. He was famous in Germany about he was a trader at Deutsche Bank. He was a research analyst and whatever. And I met a few of his clients because he was high ticket education.
hmm,
And I will never forget this. What this one client of his course or education program said. I said, I am not angry that this stuff doesn't work. What he did, but what I
hmm,
hate is that he stole me so much time.
yeah,
And um, I think, and that's true, and
hmm,
that's why I believe in education, but I also believe in
hmm,
trading systems. So to bring in the statistical part, I
hmm,
believe in to give somebody a clear structure of trading, and this is a part why I hate the industry. So I
hmm,
don't love the trading industry. That's
hmm,
one of the reasons why I started IQ is because I wanna make a nail there in order to show that it could be done a little bit different. I
hmm,
cannot
yeah,
really invent the wheel, but what I
yeah,
can do is, for example, on the MetaTrader side of things, there's nowhere a daily loss limit you can
yeah,
put in on the broker side. I mean, can they? 100%. The broker just
yeah,
doesn't.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
The only firm I do know right now in the future space is Ninja Trader, who offers something like this. There's
yeah,
on TraderWay, there's a daily loss, there's a weekly loss. And
hmm,
Ninja Trader, I don't love the platform anymore. I have to say, there's maybe more beautiful ones out there.
hmm,
But I think ethically, I mean, this is a part we have to consider as well. Um, as a good broker, as a good educator, as a good streamer, we have to talk about the stuff that happens. And
yeah,
I mean, when we're honest, IQ Capital is a prop firm. We offer challenges, and yes, a lot of challenges fail. About
hmm,
the challenges on this one-step challenge, what we have, 40% of users pass a challenge of
hmm,
users. Okay, but it
hmm,
must mean that 60% or 40% of the challenges pass. So
hmm,
that's overall people can learn it, but it takes
hmm,
time. And I think that the industry is set up in the wrong way, that especially brokers, um, in order to make the people pay. And
hmm,
the reason behind this is, I mean, I'm now in a little bit of a role, but
hmm,
how does the broker in the futures industry or forex space make the most of the money? In the future
yeah,
space, they make most of the money not when you trade a lot, because
hmm,
they make 20 cents.
hmm,
They make most of the money when you have a margin call and they liquidate you, because they make
yeah,
$50. So you have to
yeah,
trade quite a lot to get $50. So that's the reason why the account sizes are so small.
hmm,
And on the forex part, it's obviously because it's a P book.
hmm, hmm, yeah. Let me see. For who's still watching in the chat, by the way, I hope you guys are making some notes. I see a lot of people are still here in the chat. We're just having a full-on conversation, guys. For the guys that are wondering, the market is currently just going up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not really going anywhere. This is something we anticipated to happen because the post FOMC here, guys. Let me know if you guys are still here.
But it's a very interesting move which happens. Maybe we can share the screen real quick.
Yeah.
And there's one thing, Roland, because I hope that you're still here. Our interest is not accounts which are crashed. Our main goal is to find somebody we can be aligned with. If you crash a lot of accounts, then you just do it wrong. Okay, and you are the only one who is responsible for this. It's not me, it's not us, it's also not our rules, because we are very transparent on the rules. And I think we can be very open about that. And we can even do some live training challenges here, because one day a week we will do that, and I'm really looking forward to this. What happened here, though, okay, is the following. We had here, and that's nasty, and this is what the market does, okay? So we'll just delete this. So we have a sideways markets. I think this is something we can agree on. We had a gap down. We tried to close the gap, and then market pushed down, but cannot really accelerate or find enough sellers to get momentum in, okay? And what happened here is that, especially here, we saw that the market took out the stop, or the market took out the stops of all the market participants by about 5 points. So trend followers jumped in, and we exactly reversed. And this happens so often. Okay, this happens so often. I think ICT talks about grabbing liquidity. I learned it in the manner that it's called we are fishing the stop. So you go to fish, and the stops of some market participants is here. And
so you do believe that that they actually hunt stops? Do you believe that actually happens in the market?
I think that the market tests conviction. And obviously the market also needs to find weakness of conviction. Okay, what is when market move? Market moves when there is the need or the aggressiveness to push. Because if you have all of the time in the world to let's say to buy something, maybe a stock or whatever, then basically you won't push the button right now. You will wait until the market comes to you. Aggressiveness is though means that the market will be hit at the ask or the bid in order to buy or sell. So the market will always test your conviction. And in this case, and this is why I love breakout trading and support resistance trading, by the way, because I have very quickly an answer. Here, market tests the conviction of some buyers. The really weak hands leave the place, and the guys who went short are in maximum pain here, and the market obviously goes higher. And this is an 80-point range. And again, most of the time we trade in the middle, and we look now at the. And when we have a look right now at the range VWAP, we will see that we are more or less at the middle of this short-term range. It's not fully accurate, but in the end, there is no trend right now. But this move here is very clear, and also that we take out the stop. It's so nasty. Is also happening here, okay? Because we take it out by a tick or whatever. This happens obviously a lot.
I just love it.
And this is what happens, I mean, this happens, and in retrospective, it's so easy to say, hey, Christoph, I'm just going to buy, I'm buying here, I'm selling here and go short. It's also what I'm trying to say is, if you find your spot one time a day, you will be done with a good trade. And you were done for the day. And I think this is something what I'm trying to achieve, at least.
You just want to execute once a day, get your position in, make your money, and let it be for what it is, because you can't lose money if you're not involved. That's what I feel like a lot of people also forget sometimes, is that the only way to lose money is to put a trade on. So if you take a trade and you made your money, the only way to lose it again is by taking another trade. And sometimes it's unnecessary, guys. Like if you see a trade, you take it. And then afterwards, you can call your day. And like you said, the most profitable traders that you have at IQ are trading 1 to 2 micros, which
You know,
sounds
and that's
sounds so
why
controversial.
this is really my belief. So this is how
Mm-hmm.
I think overall. Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
basically. Let me just see what this is. This is a 5-minute chart. Um, Overall, I'm a believer in trend following. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and support resistance, obviously. But
Yeah.
maybe this is not the right picture to explain. Really, maybe this is better. Um, what is unknown though is, does, let's say, the short, we're turning short, I do not have no idea. Does it stop here? Does it stop here? I don't know. Okay, because who am I to predict the future? The only thing what I do know is, and the only thing what I have under control is to how much I'm going to risk. That's the only real thing I know and what I have under control. That's the only
100%.
thing. Okay, and what I'm trying to say is, if you trade one micro, I mean, trading one micro is not rock and roll. It's not the wild west, but it's makes just sense. With trading one micro and you trade on 10 accounts, for
Mm-hmm.
me, you are a wedding marriage candidate. Okay, because if you do this consistently, you will build up a balance, and when you will get payouts, and you will show to us that you stick to sizing. So if you trade between 1 or 3 micros, you become a little bit more predictable, and predictable not in a negative manner, because we
Mm-hmm.
can predict then, hey, this guy trades in this kind of pattern. This pattern makes us able to replicate him more. If you trade now
Mm-hmm.
one and
Mm-hmm.
then 3 seconds later 30, it becomes like a roller coaster. And for us as a
Mm-hmm.
firm, we have to make sure to not be in the middle of a roller coaster. And that's what makes, and this comes back maybe to what Roland said, is that we just look for people who fail. It's the opposite. It's just we need people to find who are putting in the discipline to make it in a positive manner predictable. And
Mm-hmm.
this part everybody has, okay? Every firm has the same, let's say, call it issue across the board. Because if let's say, Thomas, you trade one, and then after 30, I mean, yes, I can build an average. So the average is 15 contracts or micros.
Yeah.
But what does it mean? So how to replicate, and that's then this is why it becomes not so simple to put a score above a trader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a challenge, and it's an intellectual challenge. And let's say machine deep learning models can help here, and some AI can help here. But in the
Mm-hmm.
end, the data points, what we need from a trader, it's not enough that you do a trade, pass after 1 day a challenge, and then we put you live because you passed it. It's not that simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
No,
it's
of
not
course.
it's
Yeah.
not bad that it's not that simple, but in the
Mm-hmm.
end, we want to stick to what we do. We want to stick to what we promise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there will always be other people who promise more and promise different, but we
Mm-hmm.
want to stick to what we believe in. And
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of
hello,
sense.
Vibes,
There also
Vibes
needs to be
traders,
data,
by the
of
way.
course.
Hello, cheers. I'm not sure if Vibes traders are my favorite Vibe traders in the US. Nick, Jonathan, Christopher. I talked yesterday to them. It's a group in the US, quite popular, and I hope that we will be able to work with them in the US. And because we start now to, let's say, to try to talk a little bit more up to an English-speaking audience as well. I mean, we had been
Yeah.
very strong in the US. Thomas, you are a Swiss knife. You are European, but you have excellent English. That's the beauty of being from Netherlands, right?
Yeah. 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 Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah.
And yeah, that's what we do. So it's exciting. So we are hungry at our firm. I think we are hungry,
Mm-hmm.
but also humble
100%. I
because
think
we have
that's
been
what
punished so
being
often.
humble is one of the best skill sets you can have as a person in general. Is like,
Mhm.
if you're humble, that means that you are less likely to cut yourself, in a sense that, like, if you're cocky, you're gonna walk yourself into a blockade from time to time. And if you're like, of course, there's a difference in between being humble and in between not having the courage, right? But if you're humble and you know your skill set, you've been in the game for 25 years, you know what is good for the trader. This
Mhm.
means you try to help them execute on it. And some people, they don't like it, but they will realize sooner than later that everything that you've been trying to help
Mhm.
them achieve is the reality of what trading is actually about.
There was a song of Justin Timberlake, right?
Mm.
Everything comes back or turn around. I forgot the
Yeah,
name.
yeah. I know.
I
Yeah,
like this.
correct.
I like
Yeah,
the song. It's,
yeah. That's right. That's right.
comes back around, but comes around, but comes something like this. Um,
I've got another question for you, if you don't mind.
but yes, but let me just answer this. I think if you're
Mm-hmm.
cocky in
Mm-hmm.
life, it will also come back to you negatively one day, because one
100%.
day you will not be able to pretend and, let's say, be an actor just in
Yeah,
your own favor.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something. This is a lesson. Um, in the markets, we learn way quicker though than in real life. So please
Yeah.
go to the questions.
Yeah. So the question is where do you want IQ Capital to be in 5 years from now?
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the development we started. We started as
Mm-hmm.
a focus on crypto because of
Mm-hmm.
because we try to minimize conflict of interest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now what we see is, I mean, yesterday it changed then, but in the end,
Mm-hmm.
crypto markets were pretty much beaten, right?
Yeah.
So we've seen that our company grew amazingly well in the future space, in the crypto space.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lack of growth. The CFD space,
Mm-hmm.
sadly, and because I love meta quotes, grows, but not as dynamic as futures does. Product wise, to give transparency, the futures market is the most competitive one. So in the futures
Mm-hmm.
market, you have market data for the exchanges, you have data cost for the provider. So we work with the XFeed, we work with TradeAway. All these companies obviously make money, and they see me on top. So
Yeah.
cost wise, futures is super challenging compared
Mm-hmm.
to the OTC world. So crypto, there's no market data, for example, what we pay. The
Yeah.
CFD space, very little. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I think in the CFD space we have a cost factor of 4 or 5% compared to the future space.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a huge difference.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So what I would love to achieve is that we have, first of all, positive feedback from our traders.
Yeah.
That's, I
Yeah.
think, the most important one. I want to create
Mm-hmm.
something of value. Value meaning that hopefully one day we will expand to let's say, from the super leveraged field of trading, maybe talk
Mm-hmm.
about futures, crypto, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
to also some to stocks and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because this is something what I would love to do.
Mm-hmm.
On the future space, I think there are a lot of good companies out there today as well. So there's
Yeah.
Tradify, Lucid, there's My Funded Futures, which are good companies as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we are not here to pretend that we are smarter, better, because we want to do things right, and these firms
Yeah.
also do things right. So
Yeah.
it is like it is. This is, I mean, chapeau. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we want to be one of the top 5.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something what I would love to achieve, that we're one of
Mm-hmm.
the top 5. I think we want to have high standards.
Yeah.
I hope that we will be able to avoid things which would happen to Alpha Futures, because Alpha Futures was one of the top 5 for me.
Yeah.
So we will not do, sorry to say, but not stupid things. So we
Yeah.
will not gamble with
Yeah.
our time and the money and time of our traders.
Yeah.
So that's top 5 in futures. We wanna
Mm-hmm.
grow obviously in the crypto space. So we will add our own trading view widget charts on that
Yeah.
part. And my goal is that we have a super good user experience, meaning it's smooth, that we have good reputation, good user experience, and that we build, maintain I would say, relationships to the existing partners we have.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's amazing.
Uh,
So let's go on to one more question. I got one more question. Everyone in the chat, by the way, who's still actively watching? We have over 200 people watching continuously. Do you guys have any questions for Christoph? Let me know in the chat. Now is the time to ask them.
I
We're
see
here. I give
one,
you.
Finance 26. I will be there. It will be quite kind of. So I just got married, I mentioned. So we decided what to do with the family, what's best. So we decided to move, and it will be quite a stressful early September. But I will be there. I'm looking forward. I have some some shows. I have one show we share with Atas, the trading platform. I really like as well. I really like these guys. Do some. I will be there. We can talk. We can have a coffee. I'm not drinking. I'm not a drinker anymore. When I was young, I loved to party, but not anymore. So, but if you're there, it would be cool to meet.
Awesome. We got another question. Do you think AI will change the industry as we know it, the trading industry?
So I think that it's so dynamic. I think in the last couple of years, when we look at it, we have Revolut now. You in the US, you have Robinhood. I mean, these are all amazing companies. And I think for us, I think what I want to do is kind of to be a good educator, or act like a good education company with upside. What I would love to build is, let's say, to look maybe a little bit in providing a one-stop shop prop firm with really to maybe at some stage have maybe our own broker at some stage. I'm not really sure about that. But what we will do is we will get licenses. So we have our first financial license. We are working on that right now, so we should not be far out. We are in talks with CySec on Cyprus to get to maybe even buy a license. We had talks about buying a license, or let's say on Cyprus. Cyprus in that regard, because Cyprus is more trader savvy. When you look at, let's say, the other European countries, probably Netherlands is let's say, I would say very let's say trader friendly, and they're open for innovation. When we look in Germany, I think it would be more difficult there to do it there. I could imagine, but we look in Cyprus because it's English speaking, it's more international, feels like for Europe. And what we would love to achieve is big offices in the US. So I talked we talked internally today, and we want to get at least one, ideally three kind of trading. I don't know the right word, but let's call it office. Let's call it where you can be, where you can trade, where you can do interviews, where you can we build hubs. And that's what we want to
So you want to build international hubs where people can come together to trade.
So we rented now one super nice office in Dubai. I mean, Dubai is a I would say a kind of a hub for traders. Taxation wise, it's a hub for influencers. Taxation wise, I hope. And that's one part. But the other part is really the US, and without the US, there's no way to do it. So we want to do something there. Yeah.
That's amazing.
This is really exciting, and it's challenging, and it's all combined, because it's a goosebump kind of style for us, because it's something to build. And but team wise, we have some, I would say, really rock stars which are as committed as I am, and so it's really good, because in the end, man, I think Trading Pit was not a success for me because we had lack of motivation. On Ilimar as well, he's a great guy. It was just we missed one or two rock stars in their field. On the IT side of for example, we missed that rock star. And without the rock star with full commitment, you can pay whatever.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. They say that you only need 3 rock stars or 3 musketeers to change the world. You're gonna have 200 people.
The world, but I mean, we want to leave a positive mark.
Yeah. 100%. I've got a question. So there's one question: is why is it forbidden to copy trade to other prop firms?
It's not forbidden to copy trade to other prop firms. I don't care. What we don't like is then, let's say we had one of the first rings of traders, for example, a couple of days ago. It was basically one trader who copied to 3 other accounts of 3 different users. So it becomes then very difficult, to risk wise, because we have concentrated risk. This is again this Leopold thing, just small, but Leopold lost in July 40 billion. Okay, if our trader maybe copies to 4 of his friends or 3 of his friends, it's difficult.
Yeah.
If you have, let's say, on MetaTrader, for example, a trading system which is clearly the same, and used by different people. I mean, in the end, we have clustered risk, and it's not him. It's a trading system which is overall bought. It's not so. I think we are not here to limit, but in the end, on the other hand, I think it's the common interest to spot, at least spot and understand when this happens, because it's not we're not just talking about copy trade to other prop firms, because this is allowed. It's just difficult. Maybe you reverse copy.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you could go long here, you could go short here, and in the end, it's then not these people, they don't trade the markets, and we simulate these markets. These guys trade the prop firms. You call it weaknesses. And that's the sad reason why there is also let's say a consistency. This is why this isn't there. It's not because we come up with stuff which will, in order to prevent the payout. It's just because they are. I mean, I've been there. I mean, we had, for example, this is not this company, but the previous one we had in Vietnam. I mean, we're Europeans, and in the end, the name looks very similar. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And when you look internationally at prop firms, for example, and this is not now meant negative, but a lot of prop firms don't allow people from Vietnam to trade there. We do, but in the end, there's a pattern. I mean, hello, yeah, and that's why I think it's why we have to have these rules, and we
you can't avoid it, right? It's part of the if people want to exploit the system in an unfair way, because there's one sentence on the website that says if you trade fairly, we trade you fair. Fair meets fair. That's just how it is. And if you don't want to trade and you want to do something to not trade but just exploit the system, well, we're a trading company.
They exploit it, and in the end, man, I mean, we talked a lot about base hits. When we talk about base hits, it's mean you go to your normal day job and you do your work, you get paid. Thank you very much. If you're self-employed and you do every day the same, you will have income, but you will not hit the jackpot every day. If you sell grocery, if you sell whatever, this is just how it is. Not every day your biggest client enters. What we want from our traders is that they show up, that they do consistent trading. And if they have an amazing day, we will not be against it. It's just let's say, when you have an approach, when you want to achieve overnight a huge, let's say, or want to have fireworks every day, this will not end well. And then then we have this Leopold moment.
No, fully understood. I've got one more question for you as well. If you have only one more market that you could trade for the rest of your life, what market would that be?
I think, I mean, as a trader, we want volatility and trend. I think overall right now it's the Nasdaq. I think in terms of cost, in terms of liquidity, that's Thomas, where you trade it probably as well. It's the best market to trade. I love it. I think there's now more interesting facts coming. We will get nanos right now in the future space. So nanos, micros. I would not even look at the regular mini. I honestly would not look at it. I would trade micros. I would trade nanos, and work with base hits, build up multiple accounts, work with different firms, because it just makes sense. Have one account with us, one with the others, and then build it up there. And there are guys who just kill it, man. I mean, there are these super successful guys who hit the jackpot, and then they make a couple of figures, and then they do something else. I mean, we've seen this with Apex as well. Apex is the one company. This is always like this. But overall, I mean, there are guys like, I think Kane is one name, who we made 1 million with them.
Yeah, Trader Kane. Yeah.
It's I mean, holy moly. Yeah. So it's and I'm pretty sure that Apex didn't want to pay him, but he was such on point that probably there was some leaked documents that they were not able to ban it, because he was so great. Will you be like this every day, every month, every year? No, but he had this run. And this is, I think, what props firms make it helps you to grow as a trader with discipline to
Mm-hmm.
get, let's say, enough money to spread your risk. And
Mm-hmm.
this is what I mean, man. I mean, with us, I think you can pay your monthly bill, save some
Mm-hmm.
money. If you have a run, you will save more money, and then you spread to let's say to other, let's say, type of investing, swing trading,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Because overall, I think we all trade one market. I mean, you like the
Mm-hmm.
Nasdaq, I do, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
others. It's one market. It's a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
And in the end, you have to take the God, man, you have to take your money from the table
Yeah.
and spread it. And that's what I
Yeah.
do as well. For me, I love to trade prop
Mm-hmm.
because mentally it's not stressing me that much.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the money I trade fully automated, and I think it helped me as well to
Mm-hmm.
have, let's say, a broader income stream.
Yeah.
And there, I mean, overall, I achieved really good results. Yes, I invest
Mm-hmm.
also into. So there were months as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, Alpha Futures was a company, or is a company. I mean, I think I lost money there, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why. But this is my personal vendetta, because I kind of wanted to force it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other good stuff as well, and then hopefully one day, not one day, hopefully one day globally, we
Mm-hmm.
will be one of the top 4. So yesterday
Yeah.
with the vibe traders, we talked about 4,
Yeah.
and that's the goal. Yeah, in futures. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. So I have another question for you.
Mhm.
What is well, there's a famous saying that the moment you make money you'll be happy, right? That's one thing
Mhm.
that they say often.
Mhm.
And I'm assuming that you have some money, that you built some wealth over the
Mhm.
years. Is it true that you'll be happy once you become rich? Because that's one
No,
of the main drivers for a
there's a
lot of traders.
statistic. There's a super statistic behind that, and I think
Mm,
I mean, it was before COVID, or whatever.
yeah.
Before COVID, it was, I think, 60,000 a year. Then it's now 100,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, there is a mathematical number when you become happy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the money doesn't make you happy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what I can. I mean, I'm very lucky that I married a woman which doesn't really care about money,
Mm-hmm.
and she wants more time than I can afford to her. But
Mm-hmm.
I think money doesn't make you happy. Money gives peace in mind that you can afford
To
to
do
be
stuff
more.
that you want to do.
Yeah, and to be,
Yeah.
I mean, when you're self-employed, I mean, when I started being around, as I mentioned, I was a barkeeper when I was very young, 20,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Um, when you study at university or whatever you do, I mean, there's not a lot of money,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
when I started, and I was my whole life super committed to trading. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
overall, and this is, I would say, one of the things I regret. I was basically starting day one, basically with my shoulders at the wall. So there
Mm-hmm.
was no second option. And this is, I think,
Yeah.
why I'm talking so much about the mental aspect of
Yeah.
trading, and that you have to
Mm-hmm.
learn it right. When you're young, you learn it right. Great,
Mm-hmm.
really great opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've seen a lot of people, by the way, who are at now my age, quite
Yeah.
successful in regular life, who fail dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the pattern. The more you work, the more you work
Mm-hmm.
put in. This doesn't translate to be successful.
Mm-hmm. That's really interesting. And you mean, as a sense that even though you make a lot of money, it doesn't automatically mean that you're going to be successful later on in life and like an actual living. You mean, as in the sense
There
that.
was one for me, one very, very good learning what I had when I was this was 2014. I know this is a
Mm-hmm.
long time ago, but this was one
Mm-hmm.
of the most, I would say, challenges in my life. Okay, so basically what we did, I started with NinjaTrader and with the
Mm-hmm.
brokerage arm of NinjaTrader in 2007, and I
Mm-hmm.
built up Europe from $0 income to
Mm-hmm.
close to 5 figures a month. Okay, it's dollars though, but my dollar was higher
Mm-hmm.
it was weaker back in the days. But in the
Mm-hmm.
end, it was just a success story. And overnight, the brokerage arm introduced a new technology. So I'm very keen on latency,
Mm-hmm.
network infrastructure, and architecture. And overnight, this was gone. Okay, they introduced
Yeah.
a new technology which was wiped out. And the best learning though was that money doesn't make you happy. that money doesn't make you happy. I wasn't people who showed off before,
Mm-hmm.
but then it felt good. I mean, it
Yeah.
didn't change a lot, and maybe it relieved also some pressure, and so obviously I was not happy with making way less,
Mm-hmm.
so 80% less or more, um, or 90% less probably. But I like the time as well. It doesn't change. Me, it didn't change. The only thing why I tried to build up some bank
Mm-hmm.
for the peace of mind, but not to have anything fancy.
I wanna thank you very much for coming on, Christoph. I
I
know
mean,
you
I
you
want to
wanted to
trade
be
next
here
time with
for.
you. I mean, I want to make this as let's say something we do every week. And
Yeah.
right now it's a little bit, let's say, with this moving and whatever. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we can trade together if you want. We can
Yeah.
share ideas, um, make money, lose money together in a transparent
Yeah.
way. I will most likely trade a real account, and you can do the prop thing,
Mm-hmm.
and because I think it would be makes more sense to do it
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
For sure.
you and we can share, and we can then kind of find some ways to have fun, hopefully.
100%. Well, for everyone who is excited about it, drop a W in the chat. And big thanks to Christoph, guys. Like you said, we will be doing this on a weekly basis, and I'm really excited for what the future holds. We have the opportunity now to trade live together with someone that's been in the game for over 2 decades, guys. Okay, I hope you understand how valuable this is, and make sure to get your notebooks out and learn from someone that's been in the game for this long. Okay, guys, it's amazing. Make sure
And thank
you
you,
understand the value that's being provided here, guys.
thank you very much, guys, and thank you for taking the time. Again, I think money is one kind of currency, but time as
Mhm.
well. So thank you very much.
Time is the most valuable currency, Christoph, for sure.
And I mean, I enjoy it. Thank you very much that you do IQ Capital live, and
Hmm.
I think you represent us very well.
Thank you.
Wishing you all the best, my friend. Guys, we see us next Thursday. Hopefully, I mean, I will try
Hmm.
to make it work, and
Sounds good.
for sure, mid of September, then every week. And
100%.
wish you all the
I'll
best.
stay on a little bit longer,
Yeah.
guys, but
And I try
I'm
to leave.
gonna.
Yeah, I
Sounds
leave.
good. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Ciao.
All right, Christoph. Thank you very much, my friend. All right, guys. Amazing. Let me see. Let me see. Let me look at the charts here together. Give me a second. Let me see. W's in the chat here for Christoph, guys. W in the chat for Christoph, a legend, the founder of IQ Capital, guys. You have to understand that he has been in the game for over 2 decades. Okay, he's been in the game for over 2 decades. He wants to jump on, trade live with us. You have to understand the value that is being provided here, guys. Okay, this is not common in this space. A lot of people that are really successful in trading, they like to keep it to themselves, and Christoph is here to help everyone because he understands that it's a zero-sum game in the end of the day. Okay, so trading is a zero-sum game. If he teaches you about trading, it's not going to be bad for him, right? He knows it's going to be good for him as well. Get more profitable traders on board, and help everyone become successful, because that's also going to be good for IQ, guys. Okay, you see what I mean? What an amazing guy! What an amazing guy! I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I think it's amazing. Let me know who's still watching here actively in the chat. Let me see if I can make myself a little bit bigger. Um, oh, that's a little bit too big. I know some of you guys like to look me straight in the eye, but that's a little bit too big for me. Let me see if we can make this a little bit bigger. I've never used this software before, guys, so my apologies. I also look a little bit different than I normally look when I'm using OBS here, but it is what it is. Let me know if everything is looking good. Let me know if everything is looking good here. Let me know if everything is looking good. I want to run a giveaway today, guys. A giveaway for the fact that we got Christoph live on stream today. Let's do a giveaway. Are you guys ready for that? Let me set one up. Let me set one up here right away for everyone who's still sticking around. Let's do a giveaway. We're going to give away a CFD account, a 100K CFD account today. Jump in. All right. Jump in the giveaway here. I sent the link out in the chat. If you jump on, you will automatically be pulled in for the giveaway. Sign up. You got some time on your hands, guys. Don't worry. You got some time on your hands, so don't worry. Let me set this up actually real quick, please. All right. Let's see. We do it like this. All right. Awesome. Join in, guys. And let's see who may win the giveaway. We're going to look at the charts a little bit longer here still. Overall, I don't think the charts are all too favorable today, trading wise, but who knows? It might still want to change up here. We just opened the new hourly candle. We swept the previous hourly high, so we took some liquidity, like Christoph also talked about here. And maybe we can look for the continuation play to the downside here. Okay, maybe we can look for the continuation play to the downside. I would wait for this 15-minute candle to close. If this manages to close as bearish, then I might look for a continuation play. I have some drawdown to play with. I had a lucky trade this morning, I would say, to the downside. Well, lucky. I shorted it off the daily open to the downside, so I took some money home. I'm willing to give this another crack today. Okay, I'm willing to give it another crack. But if I get taken out, I might just call it for what it is trading wise. We will still stick around. Maybe you guys can ask me some questions. But overall, you need to know when to execute your positions. Christoph said it best. Okay, it's not about being here constantly executing. You need to find your edge in the market, execute upon it, give yourself some breathing room, give it a try. And if it doesn't work, it's okay, because that's part of trading. You can't win every single day, but you also shouldn't force it. Okay, we're gonna see whether or not it's gonna be something that we can trade. I like the overall setup. I think coming back to 11 on the next upcoming candle. So as you can see here, 11 o'clock open. If the 15-minute candle opens up and we come back up, we take it in to 11. We take the entry, stop above the current hourly high, and then we look for the continuation. This is something I would be willing to look for. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for the new 15 to come in soon, and then I would look for an entry like this. Remind yourself, the market today is a little bit rough. So if you don't have the money that you're willing to afford to lose, don't go for it. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, the market is not too favorable. It's not too shabby, but it could still work. Okay, it could still work. I already did it, so how can I enter? Yeah, if you already did it, you should be in here, guys. I've sent the link out in the chat. It's pinned to the top comment right now. So you should be able to get involved here in the giveaway. We got 79 people already tuned into the giveaway. Yeah, let me know. How did you guys find well, I wouldn't even call it an interview, to be honest. How did you find this conversation that we had with the founder, guys, with Christoph? Let me know in the chat. Let me know how you felt about it. I think it was awesome. I mean, he just jumps on, he jumps on. He just talks regularly, just talks about it. He even said, fuck you and stuff like that. He's just a regular guy, just like us. Being in the game for over 25 years, being the founder of IQ Capital. Isn't it amazing to see that someone that is so successful is just a regular guy? He's no one special, right? It gives you a little bit of a clear perspective. This is a man, a full-grown man, 25 years in the game, has 2 kids already, is just got married. Congratulations again, in case he's watching. I don't think so, but who knows? And he's not someone that is flexing in a Ferrari, showing his watch on his Instagram stories, okay? This is just a regular guy that has been trading for a long time. You know what I mean? It's a good thing, guys. I think it's amazing. Please talk 1 minute in Dutch. Hallo, alles goed? Hoe gaat het met jullie? Hopelijk gaat alles goed vandaag, jongens en dames. Hopelijk gaat alles goed. That's Dutch language, guys. That is Dutch language, okay? That's what we call Holland, okay? That's my language. It's not. I don't think you guys would understand it. We do have a similar sound when it comes to German and Dutch, but it's a hard language. But hope you guys are good, men and vrienden, meine Vrienden, meine Vrienden. Thomas, they did you low-key dirty on the thumbnail. You don't like it? I think I look sexy, bro. You don't think I look sexy? You don't think I look sexy? Let me look at the thumbnail here, guys. Let me look at the. You don't think the thumbnail is good? You guys don't think the thumbnail looks good? Let me know if you don't like it. You know what the problem is, guys? You know what the problem is about this thumbnail? It's like they asked me for a picture, right? They asked me for a picture. So I send them a picture. And I don't really make those many pictures, guys, okay? Like, I genuinely, let me look. I think I have like 50 pictures, maybe max, in my entire phone. Let me look, actually. So I have a total of, I have a total of 60 pictures, okay? In my entire phone, okay? You see what I'm saying? My entire phone is 60 pictures, okay? So I don't make that many pictures. So this was a picture when I was in Egypt. I had a nice party, I had some drinks under my belt. So I look like I'm just enjoying life, right? So they asked me, "Are you high on this picture?" I'm like, "No, I'm not high." But yeah, I think it's actually a pretty good picture. But if you guys think it's not that good, then I'll ask them to change it. I thought it looked pretty nice, but if you guys if you guys think it doesn't look that good, I'll change it. No worries. No worries. That's not the best picture. Okay, okay, okay. Who knows? In the future, we'll try to set something up differently here. All right, we got the 15-minute closing in here in a couple of seconds. Am I willing to take this straight? Yeah, I'm still okay taking this position. I told you guys before, it's a bit more risky, a bit more risky, a bit more frisky. But if they come back here on the next 15, I'm willing to take this position to the downside. I will be risking 2 micros. We're talking about a $265 risk. I'm up 560 on the day, so in case this doesn't go my way, it is what it is. Though we're gonna give it a try. Okay, we're gonna give it a try here. How long did you end up doing the live streams for IQ? What do you mean? How long? Let me know what you mean. Let me know how long. What do you mean by how long? What is he trading? I'm trading MNQ, guys. I'm trading the Nasdaq here on the futures contract. Okay. What is hello in Dutch? Is hello. It's almost the same. It's almost the same. We just say it with an A instead of an E. I understand. I speak Afrikaans. Ah, nice. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Hope you're doing good. And Dutch is dirty German. Nice. Let me know. Did you guys already participate in the giveaway here? The giveaway link is in the chat right now. You can participate if you want to. Feel free to tune into the giveaway. Feel free to tune into the giveaway. And let's see if we can get this last setup of the day. We're going to see if this one wants to play out for us, if it wants to go to the downside and continue. That's going to be my main concern. We do have a time cluster here. So what I mean by time cluster, we have a lot of openings here. So we do need to break through here. If we get tagged into the position, it's major importance for us that this wants to break. You also have the New York Stock Exchange open here. So they're just ranging around it now, guys. They're ranging around the opening price of the day. We want to see them trade back into 11 and then have a continuation play lower and trade below the current cash session open and then go probably potentially back to 830 lows. That would be something I would be looking for. But we'll see. We'll see whether or not this is going to play out, guys. Which setup would you recommend for a beginner? Setup, you mean trading approach? Hey, I'm in a volumetric. Can I ask you a question if you're familiar? Sorry, I'm not familiar with it. I'm using deep charts, so I can't help you, I think. Maybe someone in the chat can help you. I personally use what I call is a time frame synchronization. That's how I use what I use. It's not something I've created it myself, but it's all based on concepts that I learned over the years. So what I do is I use time openings, right? So I use all the time openings. So I understand from a lower time frame perspective where we're currently trading in the candle, right? And in this instance, I'm using that to define my entries because I understand, okay, if 11 o'clock opened here, this is the current hourly open. If they come back into the hourly open, this could be a potential level of entry because it could be used to regather some orders to go lower because that's where the hourly open up. You see, so that's how I use it personally. But yeah, there's multiple ways. You could also say that you just use EMAs and stuff like that, or the VWAP to see where institutional players could actually enter the market. But then again, I feel like most of the stuff works, right? Everything works. You just have to keep your risk tight and don't over risk, like Christoph said. Let's see. Do you guys have any questions that you want to ask me? Feel free to ask me some questions if you feel like it. I'm all up for questions today, guys. We're just gonna look for a potential reversal back into the current 11 o'clock open for then a continuation sell-off. Remind yourself the market today is a bit dangerous. If I get taken out on this position, this would be my last position of the day. I'm not going to risk it for the biscuit here, okay? Because the market is not really moving at the moment, but who knows? It might do it if they take us in and then go. If they do break through to the downside and they actually start selling off drastically here without me, then my setup would be invalidated because I'm looking for these lows to be taken out while I'm in the trade and not afterwards, okay? Or beforehand. You see what I mean? So that would be the play here for me. I've seen it on the rumors channel, how the opening 15-minute candle is manipulation. You'll get a reversal in the same strategy. I haven't heard of it before. Maybe you're right. I'm still waiting for my massive shorts. Yeah, let's see, Julia. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this wants to play out for us. That would be lovely. that would be lovely. Um, let me know if you guys can hear the music if I turn it on. I wanted some music. Let me see. Otherwise, I'm just gonna listen to the music myself, and you guys just have to listen to me when I speak. Let me know. Let me know if you guys can listen to music here. Let's see. Let me see. Give me one sec. Can you hear it? I don't think you guys can hear it. Can you? I don't think you can hear it. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Yes or no. Um, maybe I can adjust it in case it doesn't. No, you can't hear it. Okay. That's upsetting. That is upsetting. Maybe I can try to fix it, but I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, it is what it is. Um, how long have you been trading, and how long did it take to become consistently profitable in your trading? So I've been trading 6 years, but I started trading in Bitcoin, and I wasn't really serious about it for a really long time. When I started really becoming more consistent is in the past 3 years, like becoming more consistent in the sense that I was consistently getting money out of the market. My cost to getting the money was lower because I'm a prop firm trader, right? I don't trade live capital. I did it in the past, and I my first ever payout that I made, I blew it 2 weeks later in a live account. Okay, that was $12,000. I was only 18 years old, so that really hurt me. Okay, so I now trade prop firm accounts, and of course, if you trade prop firm accounts, sometimes you increase your risk a little bit more, so you end up blowing accounts, or you don't pass them, even if you're trading good, right? Stuff like that still happens. So I'm reducing my costs now, so I'm becoming more and more consistent. I'm far from what I would like to be, guys. Okay, I'm far from what I would like to be. I would like to be way more profitable than I am, but I'm still a developing trader. So look at it from this angle. Yes, I'm making money. Am I making $100,000 a month? No, I'm not. Okay. So I'm far from where I would like to be in life, but I'm doing it. Okay. I'm making it work here. And I'm still developing every single day. And I love to do it here with you guys. That's what it's all about, right? We're doing it together. I'm just a regular guy trying to make it work. That's the goal. Let me see here. What is your aha moment in trading? No longer comparing myself to people that are not playing by the rules. And what I mean by this is no longer comparing yourself to Instagram influencers that are trying to make you perceive that trading is winning every single day and stuff like that, because that's just not the case, guys. Okay, that's just simply not the case. I'm not using OBS right now, Electric, so that's the problem. I'm not using OBS, so that's the problem. So it will be back to normal tomorrow. How did you start doing the live streams for IQ? IQ reached out to me, my friend. I use live streams on my own channel, so I live stream every single day on my own channel as well, and they reached out to me, and from a little bit of chatting and stuff like that, and now we're here. Now we're here, my friend. How do we enter the 100K giveaway? You can enter the giveaway by pressing the checkout button on the in the chat, and that's how you get involved. But after you sign up to the giveaway, that's how you can get involved here, guys. If you want to be a part of it, we're selling off pretty neatly here already. We're not involved, sadly, on the current sell-off. I don't think they wanted to come back. Yeah, if they continue without us here, like I said before, then I can't. Yeah, I just simply can't be involved anymore. We'll have to see what happens here. What time frame are you using for trading, and how many ticks your stop loss? My stop loss is mostly just based on market structure, so I don't have a fixed approach when it comes to it. And when it comes to my risk parameters, that purely is based on whatever account I'm trading. Do you stream every day, and how long, and which instruments? Yes, I stream every day. Today I will be streaming around 3 hours in total, something like that. And it's mostly NQ and gold. Mostly NQ and gold. I like to compare against the S, but I trade mostly on NQ, on MNQ. And when I trade gold, I trade micro gold. But gold at the moment is, for me, it's not looking like I want to trade it. Maybe I could have traded it along the way, but at the moment, I'm not really feeling gold. So yeah, I'm not trading gold today, but I was looking at MNQ here for a potential setup, which could still play out, by the way. They are taking the lows, which is not ideal. I wanted to be involved when that happened, but it is what it is, though. can't be involved in all of them. Why not Forex anymore? USD, GBP, USD, etc. It mostly has to do with the volume, bro. Like the Euro USD was died out for a long time. It was dead for a really long time. Okay, and that's why I avoided trading it. It did not really have to do with anything else. But if you look back in the past, you can see here, right? Like on the daily time frame, you had like weeks of like no movement at all, right? And then you had a couple of days where it actually went, and then you had days where it was like really hard to trade. And if you look at the Nasdaq, I mean, Nasdaq is always moving. You know, it's always moving. So that was the main reason for me. And I switched to futures, bro. You know, like if you think about futures and you think about CFD, IQ gives an amazing opportunity. By the way, you can acquire a cheap account in the beginning with an activation fee later on for CFD. But if you're talking about like major other firms, they charge a lot of money up front for an account, right? And sure, it's good that you get some skin in the game, but you also need to be willing to pay $1,000 for a 100K account, for example. If you can also just acquire one for a lot less and pay once you pass the account. And that's why I also switched to futures. What time frame are you using for trading? So time frame is completely depending on the situation here, bro. Like I don't like to trade the 1 minute. I do have it, but I don't like to trade it personally. And yeah, that's for me is that's just how I trade. So I switch from time frame to time frame, and whenever I'm looking for the right execution, that's when I'm executing basically, right? Let's see what happens here. We can see that we're trading below 10 o'clock right now, so we're actually switching its delivery from the 4-hour to the downside. We could also say that the next half an hour candle could reach back up into 10 o'clock and give us a potential entry. I might be willing to try that. And that means that I would try to scale in, for example, with one at 10 o'clock open. And then if they want to go higher, I would scale as well higher up. So I'm going to see what happens here, see how the half an hour closes in 3.5 minutes to potentially look for a continuation play here to the downside. But we first have to see the closure here. That's of major importance. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We got 42 minutes left for the giveaway. I might end it earlier today. It really depends on what happens here. And otherwise, we're going to give people 42 minutes the chance to join in for the giveaway here. We got a 100K CFD account that we're giving away. If you want to be a part of the giveaway, tune in, guys. Tune in. Press the link in the channel right now, and you can be a part of it. Why not crypto anymore? It's where you started. I noticed for me that crypto, it felt too hectic because I was doing too much stuff to analyze the market. But who knows? I might consider going back to it. But yeah, once you find your edge to a degree, guys, in the market, sometimes it's just better to stick with what you know and stick with what works and just execute on it consistently instead of trying to find new stuff to integrate into the market continuously. You know, like sometimes you have to just make what works and you know, just make it work. You know what I mean? And make it work. Do you guys have any other questions? Let me know in the chat. Do you guys have any other questions? If so, ask away, guys. Ask away while we're waiting to see if this market is going to be giving to us today, or is going to just continue to chop around. We'll see what happens here. We have how long? 3 more minutes left for the closure here on the 30 minutes. 2 more minutes, and then we might look for the continuation play. But it's already closing back in the range again, which is not ideal, right? Which is not ideal. But we'll see what happens here, though. Was there a single moment when it all clicked? The clicking part already happened in the beginning of my trading career, guys. And I think everyone here knows intuitively what they have to change to become successful. I truly believe that. I think unless you're completely new to the game, if you've been in the game for a longer while, let's say 2 years, you already know what you have to do differently to become a profitable trader. You just have to do it, okay? And that's just what it is, guys. All right? If you know how the system works, most of the time, especially with us prop traders, just be honest with ourselves here, okay? How many times did you lose an account trading? Like genuinely trading. It's not often, okay? Most of the time you lose an account because you blow out. You blow up, you oversize, you get emotional, and then you judge yourself based on the fact that you lost your account even though you didn't lose it trading. Okay, you lost it because you're gambling. You see what I mean? And that's what you have to change. Like for a lot of people, that's the issue. Okay, it's not the fact that they can't trade; it's the fact that they are not mentally stable enough to let their edge play out. And that's something what for me I already knew in the beginning that I had to change it. Like I'm an emotionally driven person. Okay, um, sometimes I get angry in life. I get angry and I fight away. That's what I do. I've been boxing since I was 14. It helped me with a lot of stuff. The fact that I was um, boxing and stuff like that. It gave me confidence and everything like it. But I wouldn't say I had anger issues because that's not really the case here. How can I say it? How can I say it? I'm used to fighting. Let me say it this way, okay? I'm used to fighting. And when I then get into the market, when I got into the market, I thought I could fight my way out of it. But you can't win from an opponent that doesn't care about you. That like we don't even exist when it comes to the market, okay? We don't even exist. And I thought that I could fight my way out of it, like I always did with anything. If I had an issue in life, I fought my way out of it. That's my personality, okay? And in trading, I had to accept that that was not the case. And that was one of the hardest things I had to do here, guys. I needed to accept that whatever I was doing wasn't working. Me saying that I don't give a fuck about the market was not going to change the outcome, okay? It was only going to increase the outcome, and it was end up blowing accounts, wasting money that I couldn't afford to lose, and I had to change it. And it's just a moment of acceptance, okay? It's all about accepting the fact that whatever you're doing now, if the outcome stays the same, you have to change it because it's not going to change like that. Okay, you have to do something different. There is a reason why it's not working, and the only person that can change it is you. It's that simple. The only person that can change it is you. It's not about the rules. It's about what you're doing, what is not working. Okay, and that's just complete acceptance of yeah of what you're doing. Right? It's just that's just what it is. Do you use an average through range to spot manipulation? Not necessarily. No. Um, That's right. Anyone knows exactly what to do, but not everyone can change it. Yeah, that's sadly the part of the game, right? But I think for the people that have been trading for a long time and maybe it doesn't work out or whatever, trading opens a lot of opportunities for anyone. And what I mean by this is that you develop as a human being when you're trading, okay? And you develop to such an extreme that you went from potentially not being able to open a business to opening a business because you became a trader and you went through all the struggle and you're willing to learn now. And you might be willing to go into business because you get some inspiration because you've been trading and you started noticing stuff. And maybe you find something out that could be beneficial for a trader and you start a business. Instead of you being a trader, you start something for someone, right? And you find your edge along the way. Okay, it's a pathway that we walk, guys. Being a trader, okay, it's a path that you walk, and along the way you might find opportunities that are more beneficial than trying to execute all day. Like Christopher said, right? Like Christoph said, he said eventually he found a way to make his trading systematic. He found an algorithm in that sense to execute for him, and that helped him. It's not that he can't trade manually, but it helped him to make his edge systematic. And maybe for some people that works better than being a manual trader, right? Instead of trying to force yourself to be someone that you can't be, you just try to understand how systematic trading works. And you just work a regular job and you invest your money and you let the bot generate the freedom that you would like in life. Um, Let me see. Let me read what you guys are saying here. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me read what you guys are saying here. Give me 1 second. Boxing taught me to control my emotions. Yeah, something like that for me as well. In the beginning, it wasn't a good thing, but I've learned to control my emotions for sure. My problem at the moment is that I change my strategy really often. How can I find a strategy for me and keep it? The only way to find one is by executing consistently with the same approach, bro. That's the only way to find if a strategy works for you in the long run. You have to be willing to go through the sacrifice, meaning that you execute it for 2 months, you build data. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And you backtest it as well, because some months are just not profitable for the strategy that you utilize. How did you maintain your insanity while looking at charts for hours? Because when I place a trade and I put my stop loss in TP, then I close my phone and out of the market for the day. That's just something that I built over the years, bro. Being also, I live stream for a longer time period. Okay, I've been streaming as well in the past, so I know how to keep myself occupied when I'm at the charts. And I do believe that for a lot of people, and sometimes for me as well, it's best to just execute the position and no longer look at it. Okay, I think that's one of the best things you can do. But I'm okay with just being actively trading in the market. I don't mind it. When the market is favorable for me, I can make 5 positions in the same direction and make a good edge out of it. Did you learn it all yourself, or do you have a particular trader where you learned your edge off? I learned from everyone, bro. I learned from everyone. I think that if you are a sponge and you take information from people, you can create your own edge around it. And I'm not a founder of anything here. Okay, I didn't found a strategy. I also don't know. I don't want people to think that I did, because I didn't. Okay, everything that's out there, I've learned from people, and I just made it my own. Okay, I didn't found it. I just made what already worked, and I tried to make it into my own personality. That's what I did. I have max 7 funded accounts. Now I got over 10 funded accounts by account. Yeah, that's yeah, but that's yeah. I can't do anything about that. No talent band. But you already have 7 accounts, bro. Isn't that amazing? Is that an RSI below the chart? Yes, this is an RSI. I have an RSI below the chart for divergences. I like the RSI when it comes to divergences on the higher time frame. I do like it. For example, let's say, let me see, maybe you have a divergence. Yeah, you have a bearish divergence with ES as well. Look at that. That's amazing. Look at this. So you have a bearish divergence here with ES. So we swept liquidity on ES and we did it on MNQ, and now we're selling it off. I think the sells were definitely valid here. We just did not get the entry. It is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe I could have tried to get the entry here from 9 o'clock, assuming this 3 hour did not want to break. I just didn't like it because the stop would have been way too big for me, to my liking, because I had to place my stop below or above this level, and this means I would target at least a 2 hour return, and that's pretty far back in price here, guys. If I wanted to take this all the way down, because we also have that low set here. Yeah, maybe there could have been a play here. I didn't see it in the moment. We'll see what the new 20-minute does, though. Maybe the new 20-minute candle wants to provide it to us, and otherwise, the new hourly candle could also provide us a potential setup. We just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. A rougher market today for sure. Do you guys have any other questions? Have you guys have any other questions? What is a book that you guys would recommend to other traders here in the group or in the chat right now? Do you have a channel where you teach your trading strategy step by step? No, I don't. I have a video though. I do have a video. Let me see if I can share this with you. Give me one sec. I have a video where I explain my strategy to a degree. It's a free video. It's 10-minute long. There you go. It's in the chat. That's my own YouTube channel where I stream also for IQ. The mental game of trading is good. Trading in the zone. 101 essays that can change your life. Oh, you guys have a lot of books here. So I also have some books that I think are good to read. Some of you guys might find it a little bit controversial, but it's not about trading necessarily here. I think a good book to read would be The Secret, okay, by Bob Proctor. It's about manifestation, but it's about manifestation and how to put in the work, correct work, because there is a lot of people are busy in life, but they're busy with the wrong type of work, okay? And the same thing could happen in trading. If you're just actively trading, isn't necessarily a good thing, okay? You have to understand what is work that actually benefits you over the long run. And that's something you have to discover for yourself. I can't tell you what you have to do differently, because you have to find out for you what works and then adjust yourself accordingly, okay? But by reading books, you get a different perspective on life. I told you guys before, for the guys that have never been here before, but what I have a reference about books is when I buy a book from someone, I basically buy decades worth of information about their life, about whatever they have experienced over the lifetime, and I take that information in an 8-hour conversation. Because let's say you have a book that's 300 pages, that's around an 8-hour average read, depending on whether how fast you read and stuff. But you buy that, you buy decades of information for just $20, okay, and you get a whole different perspective on life if you read that book. And I think personally that reading a book, educating yourself, getting a different perspective can help you drastically in trading, especially in trading. So The Secret is one book that I would non-financially advise to you, okay, to read. It's a good book. It's a little bit woozy, a little bit wazy about manifestation. Not a lot of people believe in it, but I think that manifestation simply is putting in the right work continuously on a longer term horizon. You will find success in whatever you're trying to achieve. Okay, if you're trying to fly without having wings, it's not going to work. Okay, just have an understanding here. You can't manifest everything into your life, but money is something you can manifest. But it's about investing the time in the right areas of your life, and then money comes to you naturally. Okay, so that's something I would read. Um, the Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Okay, definitely read that one by Morgan Housel. Okay, The Psychology of Money. It gives you a complete different perspective on money, because everyone, I told you guys before, okay, you have one planet but 7 billion different worlds. Okay, let me say that again. You have one planet, so we have planet Earth, but we have 7 billion different worlds. Okay, everyone has a different perspective on money, has a different belief about money, and you need to understand what your belief is. Okay, and he points it out to you. He gives you a complete understanding. Okay, what is my perspective on money? How can I change it? How can I be less fearful when it comes to money? He gives a complete understanding of how the cycles work, market cycles and stuff like that. So I think that's a good thing to read as well. Then you have the Power of a Habit by Charles Duhigg, a really good book. Talks about how habit creation is done. Trust me, guys, trading is like 80% habits. Okay, you do something. Let's say you have FOMO, you fear into a position. It's a cue that actually caused the actual routine. Okay, there's something that happens in your trading what causes you to make that FOMO trade, and you have to find out. But you have to understand how a habit loop works. Okay, and he explains it to you, gives you real life examples on how to change it. Okay, and I think that if you can't change something in your actual life, don't expect to be able to change it in trading, because trading is fucking hard, guys. Okay, trading is insanely hard. It's emotional. There's money involved. Trust me, read the book. It's gonna be beneficial. What was the name of the first book? The Secret by Bob Proctor. My biggest change in my biggest change in life is buying a sundial. Realization that we have finite time is something we can't take back. Hey, that's amazing, Star Trader. I like that, bro. I have one myself. That's amazing. Like you said that. That's true, my friend. What do you usually risk? Is it a fixed risk or depends on the market? Yeah, it depends. It depends also. Let's say, for example, I made $500 on a day. I might use my entire $500 to make more money. Okay, that's what I might do. So let's say I make a 1 to 2 R, I make a 1 to 1 R, just like Christoph said. Okay, you make some money, and you see something potentially being a good trade. The stars align. You add onto your position. You use the risk on what you made on the day. Can you say, "Oh, books again slowly"? Yes. The Secret by Bob Proctor. So no, again, The Secret by Bob Proctor. Then The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. The Power of a Habit by Charles Duhigg. And there's a lot of other books that are also good as well. Okay, there's a lot of other books that are good as well. I think that if you want to learn a lot about life, there's something that I would advise anyone to read here, and that's the 21 Precepts by Miyamoto Musashi. Okay, this is the Dokodo. Do you guys know who Miyamoto Musashi is? Let me know in the chat. Press a 1 in the chat if you know who it is. And don't just press a 1 in the chat if you don't know. Let me know if you truly know who Miyamoto Musashi is. I wonder if you guys know. Let me know in the chat. Let me see. 0. Okay. So Miyamoto Musashi was a Ronin. Okay, Ronin. He was one of the one of the, if not the greatest samurai to ever live. Okay. And he wrote a book just a few days before he died, which is called the Dokodo. And that's 21 precepts for life, 21 principles to live your life by, to be the most disciplined version of yourself. And this guy, guys, okay, this is a samurai, okay? This is someone that fought to survive. He had 63 duels in his life and he won all of them. This means you're fighting someone else and either you win or you perish, you die, okay? And he wrote 21 principles, and this is the 21 principles. And he's talking about how he lived his life and how he became a successful samurai. And these principles, guys, like I read them weekly, okay? I read them weekly. This stuff is insane. And for trading related topics, this is just, I almost get emotional when I think about it because this stuff is insane, okay? If you can switch the narrative to trading, it can help your life completely, okay? This can help your life completely. So, for example, let's just pick one. For example, let's see. Precept number 2: do not seek pleasure for its own sake. What he's actually trying to refer to in this precept is that if you seek pleasure, you're not going to be fulfilled. You can eat a lot of sugar because it's not fulfilling. If you eat vegetables, guys, you're going to be full, okay? Same thing in here. If you only chase pleasure, you're never going to be fulfilled. You're not going to enjoy it. You need to go through the trenches. You need to feel it because that's just what gives it value. And it's the same stuff in trading. If you only seek to trade, just because you want a dopamine hit, you're never going to be satisfied. And that's why when you over risk your account and you make it work, you're going to do it again. You do it again and you do it again, and then you blow up your account. If you make one good trade with just 2 micros and you truly follow your edge, it gives it value. You actually enjoy it. You actually feel like you did something good today. And that's the difference in between becoming a successful trader, someone that just wants to gamble and tries to go there in, they want to feel like they're in the market. They put too much size on. There's a complete difference here, okay? I'm going to share you guys this website, the 21 Precepts by Miyamoto Musashi, and make sure to read it. Genuinely, guys. If there's something I would say you should read, it's this website, okay? It's about the 21 precepts. Read it, okay? Trust me, read it. Please read it and come back to me once you read it on the next stream, okay? On next week or whatever, okay? Read it and you're going to enjoy it to the fullest, okay? Let's see what we have here. We got 22 minutes left for the giveaway. I don't think we're gonna get our entry. We looked for it, but we'll see what happens. Though we're gonna give it a little time here. It might come back, but for now, I do not have a limit set. Okay. How is the book called again? Which one are you referring to, Thomas? And there's a lot of other things you can read here as well. I also read a lot of philosophy, guys. Okay, I've read a lot of philosophy. I like to read philosophy. So there's one guy. It's called Plato. Okay, Plato is one of the I would say greatest Western philosophers to ever live. You also have Aristotle, but I think Plato also has a top ranking here. And he's talking with Socrates. For the guys that don't know, Socrates and Plato are probably like the founders of the Western civilization. Okay, on the way on how the democracy and all the system works. And the thing is, what they said, and there was one part in the book what they're talking about. Okay. And it was about the allegory of the cave. Okay? And the allegory of the cave basically meant that there were people chained up in the cave their entire life. And do you guys know the movie The Matrix? Let me know in the chat. Do you guys know the movie The Matrix? Press a 1 in the chat. I think you guys know the movie The Matrix with Neo and Morpheus and Trinity. Do you guys know the movie The Matrix? Let me know in the chat if you know the movie The Matrix. Press a 1 in the chat if you know the movie. Okay, so the movie The Matrix, okay? In the movie The Matrix, Neo gets an option. Either you take the red pill and I take you into Wonderland, right? And you'll see how far the rabbit hole goes, or you take the blue pill. You go back to your old life and you believe whatever you want to believe. And Neo takes the red pill. And what this movie is actually based upon is the allegory of the cave. Okay, it's been completely written around the ideology about the allegory of the cave, that people are locked up in a cave and they can only see ahead of them, and they can see the shadows that are cast upon the wall by people that are holding up the puppets and are controlling the narrative. And I think personally in trading, the moment you step into trading, it's your first time becoming a trader, Someone is controlling your narrative until you step out of the cave. Okay. You start realizing that all these social media influencers, these guys that are flexing their Rolexes and doing whatever they're doing, that's not really trading here, guys. Okay. You just saw it. We had the founder, someone who's been in the game for 25 years that jumped on. It's just a regular guy, just like you and me, trying to make it work, consistently trading, probably makes shit ton of money, right? He is not out there showing his Rolex and doing whatever, whatnot. Okay, that's not what trading is about, guys. It's about making good positions. It's not about making $1 million in one day. Trading is a consistent result over a longer time horizon. It's not about flipping a $100 account into $1 million when you have your own broker. Okay, not calling anyone out here, but just saying. Okay, but that's the whole thing here. Okay, so when I then refer to the allegory of the cave, I think that a lot of people, they start in the cave, right? They start in the cave, and eventually you step out of the cave and you realize how beautiful life actually is. Okay, and you realize how trading actually is supposed to be, and everything changes. And it's all about a perspective. It's about educating yourself. It's about becoming aware of it, becoming realistic about your trading results, trading goals, anything. It's a stepping stone, guys. A lot of people, they do want the view, but they do not want to climb. Okay, they do want the view, but they do not want to climb. You can't expect, if you were down here, to start at the ladder up here. You can't start from making $2,000 a month to making $500,000 a month just because you start trading. That's not how it works. Okay, it's a stepping stone. You start with 2,000, then you up yourself to 10,000, then you start with 20, then you get to 30, and then eventually over time, because you also acquire more capital, you have more capital leverage. Okay, and you start becoming a better trader. You start making more money. That's how it works. Okay, that's life. Okay, that's evolving, and that's just how it works. Okay, I just thought I needed to tell you guys this. I don't know if you guys cared. I hope you guys did. And thank you for listening. For the guys that are still here, thank you for listening. We got 17 minutes left here on the clock for the giveaway. And yeah, let's see who's the lucky winner today. Book The Power of a Habit by Charles Duhigg. For someone who wants to know, is the book from the chat. It's a really good book, for sure. What's your favorite book of all time? That's a good question, man. That's a really good question. I'm inspired by Alexander the Great. So I read his book by Philip Freeman. I think that is, guys, Alexander the Great is just crazy. Okay, it's just crazy. Okay, like, I don't know what to say. Like, we're all here for trading, of course, but like, you need to understand this kid. I call him a kid. He was a full grown man, but this kid is 21 years old, and he's marching with an army of 40,000 men through the wilderness, right? In what we now, in Asia Minor, and he's conquering lands. Okay, and it just inspires me that you can be such a man at that grown age. And I don't know, I think that book really, I really enjoyed reading that book. So the book about Alexander the Great by Philip Freeman, I really enjoyed it. I even have a statue of Alexander the Great. You guys want to see it? I have a statue of Alexander the Great. I don't know if you wanna see it. I can show you. But I'm definitely getting a tattoo right here of Alexander the Great because I aspire to him. You guys want to see it? All right, give me a sec here. Give me a sec. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, that's nice, right? I think that's really nice. So yeah, I've got him. I've got him watching me 24/7 here. Got him watching me 24/7. I thought Alexander the Great has long hair. He does. He has similar hair as me. I aspire to be. We have similar hair here. Look, I'm going to show you a picture of Alexander the Great. Here. Look, we have similar hair. You see that? Yeah. Uh-huh. All right, let's see. We got we got 14 minutes left here for the giveaway. Let's see what's gonna happen here, guys. Let's see what's gonna happen. Are you guys still trading? Let me know in the chat if you guys are still trading. We got 124 people still watching. Let me know if you guys are still trading, if you're looking at something. And if so, what are you looking at? If so, what are you looking at? I'm long now. Oh, nice. Let's see what happens here. I'm still preferring downside, but I'll wait here. I made 2 losses, so I'm out. But you're still here. You're awesome. I appreciate you. You're a legend. Thank you. Thank you for still being here. Thank you guys for still being here. Yeah, but my favorite book. Yeah, I think then. Yeah, well, it's hard. It's a hard question. Like you guys have to understand. You guys want to know how many books I have in my house? You guys want to see how many books I've got? Let me show you guys. I'm gonna make a picture. I'll be back in 1 second here. All right, look at this. Okay, this is how I enter my room. Okay, this is how I enter my room. So this is a door, like Narnia. Okay, and this is the book shelf that we got here. So we have a lot of books, and I have about 150 books more standing below my TV. Okay, look at this. That's how I enter my room. Okay, so we're talking about probably 1,000 books minimum, at least. AK Tombo, these words were damn true. As soon as I stopped watching these trading gurus and shit on Instagram that pointed out and started making real progress. Yeah, bro, 100%, man. Like, I feel like, you know what the problem is, guys? I told you guys before, I will keep repeating myself. You can't win from someone that doesn't play by the rules, okay? That's just how life is. Social media is an unfair advantage because they control the narrative. So you don't know how they are doing actually, you know? I'm trading live. You know, you see me feel live. Like, it's not that we win every day, it's not that we lose every day. And I keep pointing out to you, like, I'm not like the best trader out there, right? And I don't aspire to be. As long as I can make money and I can be consistent enough, I can fuck up and still be alive the next day. Hey, bro, that's trading, man. That's just what trading is. We're trying to make it work here together. You see what I'm saying? Well, you really like books? Yeah, I have it from my mom. My mom, she reads a lot as well. Did you read The Alchemist? I actually started it for a little while, but I didn't finish it. I do know everything about the seven hermetic principles, though. I've studied it all, my friends. The seven hermetic principles, law of polarity, yin and yang, law of supply and demand. I've studied all of it, my friends. There's beauty in everything, my guys. Okay, the moment you start, like, it's not that all of, like, I don't know how to explain this. What Plato calls this recollecting of the soul. Okay, this means that everything that you know, you already know everything in life. You're just recollecting information. Okay, and that's that aha moment. The moment you realize something is the moment you recollected something that you've been missing in life. Because do you guys understand what I'm saying here? Someone tells you something, but it feels like you already knew it. They just pointed it out to you. Okay, and that's what they call reincarnation. Okay, your reliving soul in a new human being, whatever. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but it's recollecting of the soul. So you're educating yourself, you re-educate yourself, and you start gathering information. Okay, and I feel, yeah, I feel like you always should read, guys. Okay, I should you feel like you should always read. Okay, you read, you watch videos by really good people here that have good information trading wise, life wise. There's a lot of podcasts out there. One of them is called Founders, which is amazing. This guy is talking. This man, He's talking about the biggest, the best founders in the world. You can learn from everyone. You can learn from Elon Musk. Okay, you can learn from Elon Musk on trading. Okay, like genuinely, like how he runs his business, how he's so dedicated to making it a success. Some people don't like him. Okay, leave the political stuff outside of it. Okay, but you can learn a lot from these people. Like I've read the book Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. You guys know him, right? The movie star Matthew McConaughey. You guys know him, right? I'm pretty sure you guys know him. I've read his book, his autobiography. Like I read his book, and this guy is insane. Like the amount of effort and discipline that he put in. Like it's just amazing to read about these people, and you get so much wisdom by reading a book. That's what my opinion, of course. Um. So yeah, that was it. To be honest. Let's see what the market does here. We have a new hourly open here in 1 minute. We have 9 minutes left. Man, you should follow Ray Dalio again. He's the GOAT. I read his book, The Changing World Order. I've also watched his videos about the how the economy works. Let me actually, I will send you guys a video or show you guys a video that you should watch. Okay, this is a video you guys should all watch. Okay, The Changing World Order by the Principles by Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio is one of the founders of one of the most successful hedge funds in the world. Okay, this guy predicted the crash in 2008. This video is insane, guys. It's 43 minutes. I'm telling you right now, it's a good video. Watch it, please. It's an amazing video. I'll share it with you guys in the link. And how the economy works. Give yourself an understanding of how the economy works, the economic machine here. Okay. You should, bro, guys, girls, my friends, my family, trust me when I say you should watch these videos. Okay, you should watch it, get an understanding of it, have an understanding of how the economic machine works. You don't have to go too deep into the rabbit hole. You don't really have to understand fractionalized reserve banking and stuff. I know it. I understand how money is created, how it's being vanished out of thin air. Okay, I've studied it all. I've read The Economic Hitman by John Perkson. Okay, I can show you guys. This is a really good book, by the way. Here you go. This book right here, guys, talks about how America became the strongest empire in the world. Okay, trust me, if you want to understand about economy and you don't want like school education, read this book. Okay, read this book, and you'll be shocked. All right, let's see what happens here. 12 o'clock opened up. Let's see if they want to go higher or not. He changed my perspective on how the world runs. Yeah, for sure, man. In the end, everything is perspectively based. Okay, nothing to a degree. Nothing in life is factual. Okay, there's some scientific research on a lot of stuff, but most of the stuff in life is opinionated, bro. Like opinionated, guys. Okay, that's just how life is. And some people have a certain opinion about how the economy works or how it differs, and they tend to be right more often than they're wrong. Do you think that having a wide background in trading view makes you a lot more active or just preference? Oh, no, no, no. I just like it. I just like it. Do you guys have any more questions? Let me know in the chat. I know I'm just ranting a lot here. I know I'm ranting a lot, but maybe you have some questions that you want to ask me. If so, let me know. This is an amazing book, by the way. Like it's like I'm like so passionate because this is an actual book about someone that was an economic hitman for the state of America. Okay, and this is it's just crazy, guys. It's just crazy. Let's see what happens here. 12 o'clock opens up. There's a new 6 o'clock candle as well. Do we see a continuation play for the shorts here back to the lows of 6th of August is the big question that I have now. Because they just rated, actually. As you can see, they just went down and they rated it out. Not precisely, but a little bit. They already took it. But let's see. They actually tapped 8:30 open and rejected it back up again. Let's see what happens once they come back into 10 o'clock. Let's see what happens once they come back into 10 o'clock here. I think shorts are done. Yeah, you might be right. Let's see. Let's see. I'm still preferring shorts overall, my friend, but you might be right here. You might be right. We'll see what happens though. If you had gone back to the first payout you've had, what should have you done with the profit money? What I would have done with my profit money? The exact same thing, bro. The exact same thing. Reinvest it and learn. You know, reinvest it and learn. You have to fail to. You have to fail, guys. Like there is no success without failure. Okay, it's yin and yang for a reason. There's a little bit of good in the evil, and there's a lot of evil in the good. Okay, that's just how it works, guys. You have to fail to know what success feels like. There is no sun without rain, and there's no rain without the sun. Okay, everything has a polar opposite. So you need to be willing to have skin in the game. You need to be willing to lose money to make money. It's just how it works. It's just how it works, my friends. I wish I could say to you that there is no such thing as losing money, but in any business, it doesn't matter what you do, e-commerce, running a whatever, it doesn't matter. There is a cost to attach to making money. Okay, there's no such thing as making money for nothing. It doesn't work that way. If you work a job, you exchange your hours for money. Okay, that's what you do. Someone pays you, and that's how you exchange your time. Your time is your currency in that instance. Your best investment is always your health. 100%. Yeah. What's the best investment to put your money into? It depends. It depends. Depends on, everyone has a personal life, bro. It depends on how your life is formed and where you are in life. I would say if you're young, just enjoy your money to a degree, man. Like a lot of people would say invest now. I wouldn't say you have to invest now. The market is pretty high up. You can DCA into the market. You know, you do a 30% rule. So you invest 30% of whatever you make, and you enjoy 10%, and you hold some in your saving, and you do something like that. Or you just or you buy the Ferrari, like the fuck. You know, if you wanna drive a car and you wanna experience it, or you rent one, you know, like, man, money, you don't take it with you when you die, guys. Okay, enjoy it. What is the point of making money if you're not gonna use it? Okay. When is the point you would quit your job and start full-time trading? I wouldn't. It depends. It depends. Let's say you have a part-time job that you enjoy to do. Don't quit, or find a way to make money outside of trading as well. Because I think personally that full-time trading is way harder than part-time trading. To be honest, bro, like I'm dead serious with you. Everyone keeps trying to sell everyone that yeah, full-time trading is what you want to do, and that might be the case, but that you could also have investments that are your second income. Okay, so that makes you money along the way. You see what I'm saying? So then your investment is basically your income, your side hustle, because you have pretty good investments if you loan yourself money, and then, or let's say that's not no longer the case, but if you loaned Japanese yen, all right, you had 0% interest rate, and you bought American bonds back, you make 4% every year. Okay, it's a dangerous gamble if it doesn't go right, of course, but for the last couple of years it was pretty steady, so you could just make an investment, and you make a salary every year anyways over the bonds that you bought. So that's also something you could do, you know what I mean? But you need money for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not you can just randomly do that. You need money. So that's how you could then use your money to make yourself a passive income, because that's actually passive income. You don't have to do anything for it, but you need to be willing to take that risk. How did you stop the temptation from trading after losses? Manual lockout has been kept me afloat. That's a good way to start, bro. Also, fucking up more often than not. Eventually, once you burn yourself too much, you don't want to do it anymore, man. Like, you just don't, like, you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, my friend. Like, genuinely, you just don't want to do it anymore. Yeah, so you had the 12 o'clock retest and the sell-off continuation play. I just don't think it looks too bright yet. You have an inversion gap now as well here on the 5. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here, my friends. We got the giveaway is ending. Let me draw the giveaway for you guys. Are you guys ready for the giveaway? Are you guys ready for the giveaway here? Let me know in the chat. Let's end the giveaway here. That's the problem, man. You need money to get money. Well, it's bro. The thing is, my friend, it's only a problem if you see it as a problem. And I know that's such a cliche. It's such a cliche saying, but it truly is like that, bro. If you think it's a problem, it will be a problem. Try to think in solutions, right? The fact that it costs money to make money means that you can also make money by costing someone else money. Okay. So that's the beautiful thing about capitalism. It gives you the opportunity to make money, right? You can provide a service to someone and make money, and that's completely new. You didn't have that back then. Okay, it's a good thing. All right, let's close it. We're gonna close it. You guys know the drill. We're gonna count from 3 to 1, and then we're gonna close it. Okay, let's count together. Let's count together. You guys start. I'm waiting. 3, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Good luck to the winner. May the odds be in your favor. And Anika, congratulations on winning the giveaway. Congratulations. Congrats, congrats, congrats. GG and good luck. Well, by that saying, guys, I'm gonna bring an end to the live stream today. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I think it's a good. I think it's a good ending point. The markets are just not doing anything here, so let's protect our capital. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. I truly want to thank everyone for tuning in today. It was a lovely stream. We had Christoph as well on, and we're gonna do this more often. He's also gonna be trading with us live. I want to thank you all for listening. I want to thank you all for tuning in. For the guys that are interested, good book to read. Good book to read. And thank you guys. Okay. I appreciate every single one of you. I see the stream is lagging a bit. I don't know why. Oh, it's better. It's not. It's better. It's not. Okay. I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a lovely rest of your night. Have a lovely rest of your day. And like I always say, guys, see you later, alligator. And in a while, crocodile. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Press W in the chat if you guys are excited for tomorrow. And yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Okay? I'll speak to you guys later. See you later, guys. Ciao, 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 ciao.